Hello, hello. I would like to say hello to our early morning birds. We have We Hire Monkeys. Hello, some random guy. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whichever it is for you. Please, and Chicken Nugget, hello. Hello, Cat Rage Cheese. Hello, TGK. How are you guys doing this fine Saturday, the final Saturday of Art Fight? And who's ready to draw? I have my morning coffee. I'm very excited. It's one of the fancy ones, so of course I've got to give you guys the preview of the morning cup. This is my coffee this morning. I'm very excited to drink it. It's very tasty. Scary how close it is. Yeah, the end of Art Fight is nigh. We are not gonna have that much time left to draw. So it's that final stretch. I know a lot of us are experiencing burnout. We're all getting kind of tired, but you know, if you can just hold out a little bit longer, just push through a couple more days and maybe like pump out another piece of art or two. It's exciting to finish strong. I think it's fun. It feels good. So that's what I'm hoping we'll be able to do today. We'll be able to set some time aside to do some Art Fight and feel like we've done a good job finishing strong. So how are you guys doing? What are your plans for the final few days, the final 3 days, and the final weekend of Art Fight? Yes, we are almost there. Almost. I have up on screen an art attack that I was working on last night. I didn't get it quite finished. I figured we could finish it on stream today, and then we could move on to another character. That way we're kind of like just getting one out of the way early, and then we can put some effort into another one kind of from the ground up. I'm basically to highlight stage for this character, and it looks like I might have dabbled a little unintentional highlight mark there. So I'm just gonna come in here with my, actually the airbrush tool might be fun to start with. I've been doing a lot of airbrush on this piece. A lot of the shading was airbrush, which I don't normally do. I've been more into recently, sort of like cell shading kind of style. But I don't know, this one I just felt like the airbrush would take us a lot further, so I did that instead. Hello, Bing, good morning, afternoon, or evening. Instead of drawing, I'm trying to fight with my site in order to port it to HTML instead of Google's crappy site builder. That sounds like a struggle. I wish you all the luck with that. Random Guy says, I'm still my first as I'm using it as an animation learning experience. That's right, you've been working on the animation this whole time. Well, I'm sure when you drop it, it's going to be absolutely epic. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. It'll be interesting to see how all that work has culminated into the final animation, so that'll be nice to see. Well, for now, I'm going to go ahead and just start dropping in some highlights, which usually is like the fun thing you do at the end to really just make everything shiny and glowy and just pop off the page. And we get to start there this morning, which was kind of fun. It's not every day we start a stream with the glowy bits, so this is kind of a special occasion. We get to do something a little different. We're working kind of in an unusual order this morning. Hello, Melody. How are you? I hope your weekend is off to a great start. We are trying to stay strong for the finale of Art Fight. We're trying to make sure that we stick it through to the end and give it our best. And it looks really good so far. Thank you, Chicken Nugget. Thank you so much. Yeah, so here is the original design. Name Alec, spelled with a C. And this is my interpretation. So I haven't drawn a mermaid yet this Art Fight. And I don't make it a point to draw one. But they are so fun to draw. I'm kind of thinking I should do it more often. And I'm glad that when I was looking through this artist gallery of characters to choose one, I don't know, it just really jumped out at me. This was like a no-brainer of all the options that I had. it just had to be this one. So here we are with Alec. And also, by the way, anybody else just loving this seaweed headband? Because I do. I think this was such a cool design element. So let's just pop over here to the original. I saw that and I was like, that is brilliant. I feel like I don't really see that a lot when people draw mermaids. Maybe I'm just not that exposed to mermaid OCs or something, but for me, this is like a first, so I don't know. I love it. I thought it was super cool, so I was excited to draw it. Melody says, I'm good and I'm making a gift for you. Ooh. For me? Like, I assume me, because I don't think I saw any other conversations going on in the chat yet, so that's exciting. Thumbs up, big thumbs up. I cannot wait to see it. That's gonna be fun. Speaking of end of art fight, I tend to, like, about this time in the art fight season, I start recalibrating and like I check on my goals, I make adjustments where I think I need to make adjustments, and then I set myself a new goal. Like I kind of like, okay, so it doesn't matter if I hit my old goal or not, which I did. My goal was 30 attacks, 1 per day at least. And I'm at 32, I think. So I've passed that goal, but now it's time for a new goal. So for the last few days, and I set this goal yesterday. So yesterday there was 4 days left. Now there's 3. But as of yesterday, I wanted to make 2 attacks a day. That way I could end on 8 new attacks. And that's how many I owed left over in my revenge art. So I was like, okay, if I do 8 more attacks, everybody gets revenge. And I can, and I was like, that's doable, right? Like 2 a day. But then yesterday I had a long day at work. And that morning I did one before work, thankfully. So I did get 1 done, but this one is kind of my leftover from last night. So I didn't quite finish it yesterday, but I got super close. So we're just gonna finish it today, still count it for tomorrow, or for yesterday. And towards yesterday's counter, I'm still gonna, assume it was mostly done yesterday. It's still a yesterday attack. And then we'll start a new one for today, and I'm still gonna do 2 for today, not including this one. That way I can stay on point. Stick to my goals. TGK says, I posted my probably last attack of the year today. Yeah, that's good. Celebrate. High fives. I don't know, high five? Claps, high fives, snaps, all of it. Good job. That's awesome. It's good to set goals and it feels good to meet them. So if you met that goal, you made your final attack, now you're just kicking back and hanging out with the rest of us while we play catch up. That's wonderful. I am super glad that you are still choosing to be here and to enjoy the art fight with me. Like a fight and you. Yes, Melody did mean me. Okay, well, I will keep my eyes peeled because that sounds exciting. And now that I know it's coming, I just gotta stay on the lookout for it. Yeah, the hair is super shiny, and you know what? I don't hate it. I don't care if everything's shiny. The face is shiny, the skin, it's a mermaid. Maybe they have really shiny skin. Maybe they're very sleek, The skin is shiny, the hair is shiny, everything gets to be shiny. We're just gonna go with that because we can. And it's our prerogative, right? We can do what we want. I'm gonna look over here for a second. And we're gonna pick the song because the song says dramatic. And we're gonna let it play and see if it makes us feel like the main character in a movie or a book or something. So, you can even do just a little sheen around the belly button area too. I think I need to make the tail shiny. I need to put some kind of glow on the pearls because I feel like the pearls would be glowy. And maybe even some texture, maybe just like a little dotted texture, I think, for the starfish. I don't want to just give it the same line treatment that I was giving everything else. I feel like this is where we could get some real texture variation here, so I'm gonna do that. It's subtle, but I think it's effective. I posted my, oh yeah, I did read that already. Cat Rage Cheese says I'm late. I'm not late. Your stream thing probably just didn't refresh when I went live. I've had that happen before. I was waiting to watch go live. I was on their stream. I was waiting for it. An hour into the stream, it still showed on my screen as hadn't started yet. So I hit refresh and they were already an hour into their stream. And I was like, what? Why is this happening? Like, sometimes YouTube. So yeah, it can do that to you sometimes. If a stream is supposed to start, word to the wise, if a stream is supposed to start and for some reason it looks like it hasn't, hit refresh just to be sure. What do you mean the SE is silent? Oh, cat rage chi. All right, I understand. I got it. I might not remember, but I'll try to. It looks shaky, but there is animation in it. So wait a minute. Some random guy said sometimes it's small things that count. It looks shaky, but there's animation in it. Okay. Is this a recent attack you did? Is that what you were talking about? Are you like, I don't want to misunderstand what you guys are saying. So, you know, context, just add more context and I'll get it. I might not catch on to everything right away, but I do try, if I don't understand what you're saying, to ask for more information, you know. It's always good to be prepared to say, I don't understand, or I don't know, please explain further. It's a good life skill. You watched it through the animation you're working on. Oh, you watched the playthrough to see how it was coming together, and it was a little shaky. Yeah, I mean, mine are like that too. It's a learning process, and you kind of like, you gain, you know, I don't gotta tell you, you know. Sorry, I stopped for a sip of coffee. Yeah, let's go back to our pin mark and let's keep it coming with these highlights, because once we're done, we're gonna start a brand new character. So I think because I did so much highlighting, on the other hand, I'm just gonna come in here. Oh no, why is this yellow? I don't think I was using the yellow before on the skin tone. Let's do a blue. That's better. And we're just gonna kind of come in here. And yeah, we're just gonna give the fingers a little bit more because this side had so much. I wanted it to be equitable. All right, and the tail of course, we do need, but for this, I kind of want to break it up a little bit into like this, you know, to really just bring it out as something very slick, you know? So like I'm kind of breaking up the line a little bit. I don't know why I feel like that makes it look more like it would be more kind of like rubbery, like seal skin or something, but I just feel like it does. So whether everybody sees it that way or not, that's kind of like how I see it. So that's kind of why I'm doing that. And of course, like I said before and then didn't do, we can always come in here with the airbrush and kind of try to just really bring home some of these highlight areas. And this for the tail, this brush might be a little too small. Let's bring it up a little bit. We'll just a little bit, just a little vibrancy increase. That might be too much. Or the original lines might have been too much. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's better. See, that's what I'm talking about. The airbrush, for some reason, I'm just feeling it today. Something about it, it speaks to me. It's just speaking to me in a way that it hasn't all Art Fight long. Sometimes Art Fight really does push you to try new things. Maybe it's just the rapid succession of drawings back to back to back, where if you've done something too many times, it's too repetitive and you're like, I have to try something else. I have to do something different. And this is my something different. So I've just kind of embraced the airbrush tool today. So I'm just gonna, not quite like that. I want it on here, but I don't want it like that. So we're gonna bump it a little bit. And I'm gonna come in here and just give it a little bit on the arm, because I kind of feel like we could do a little gradiating here. And even on the tips of the hair. So I'm just gonna come around. And that makes it look like it's almost like glowing a teal fiery color because it's also highlighted the line art. That might be, I might have gone too far there. I don't know. Let's see. Let's try to do it again, but let's be more targeted with where we're putting it. And I think like, yeah, like right across the part where we already have established a highlight. Sorry guys, I sneezed. Yeah, maybe that's what's up. That's what I needed. I'm getting into like tango music. Ooh la la. Okay, so I'm really happy with this. I think, well, first of all, I think we can get off of this gray background for one. Let's try, oh gosh, I don't know. I feel like we need just like a really deep, blue because he's so blue. And I still want him to have like a more kind of oceanic backdrop because, you know, he's a mer guy. But that said, I also like don't want it to blend in with the skin. I want us to still see a skin tone. So there's that. All right, let's go in here to our water. No, not water. What was it? Elements? Yes. Ocean. Okay, ocean brush here for a second. And I'm just gonna kind of like bring in these oceanic waves. And then, because I kind of want them to be a little bit more broad, I'm gonna spread them out a little bit like that. And maybe play with some adjustment layers, right? Like instead of doing a normal mode, maybe we could do screen or make it bigger and bring it over to the side so we can see it better. Color dodge makes it way bluer. Add makes it lighter, but it loses color. I think I like color dodge. Duplicate. Yes! Oh, it's so vibrant! I don't know about you guys. I'm excited by that. That, to me, is just mwah. It made such a difference. Are male sirens called Ninas? I'm very curious where Ninas comes from because I genuinely don't know. Hello, J1K. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to see you. Not one of you said bless you for shame. Yeah, come on, guys. I sneezed and nobody said bless you. What if now I have no blessing? What am I supposed to do now? This sounds very under the sea. Under the sea. Right. What was I gonna do? I wanted to make the pearls glow. That's kind of like where I wanted to sort of like top this off. So we're gonna go back with an add. No, normal mode. Okay, but we're gonna use the glow brush. That's the difference. Okay, so luminance. Then we have ourselves this and this and this. And I think this one should do it. So we'll do this. But I also kind of was doing like more of a pinkish. I don't know if you can see in the shading of the pearls. I went with like more of a pink luminance. So maybe, just maybe, for the glow, we should also go with like a pink luminance. And I am feeling that. I think that's a good move. So let's go ahead and add this glowing sheen to all of our beautiful pearls. This is the part where if this was a speed paint, we would speed this up. The repetitiveness of the same task over and over again. For some reason I can't make this one follow the shape of the pearl. There we go. Close enough. All right, let's go over here to this one. And we're missing one over here. Don't want to do that. We gotta make sure they're all accounted for. That is fabulous. It is glowing beautifully. Now we just gotta do the strand up here. This is a lot different than stranded. Oh yeah, hello Zohan. I assume you're coming from DD Dweller, my other channel. Welcome to my stream. I draw, so yeah, this is what I usually do. I'm usually drawing. I do plan on starting some live streams on my gaming channel, but I have separated the two because not everybody who enjoys gaming likes drawing, and not everybody who enjoys the drawing is interested in the gaming. So I just decided it would be best to separate the two and put them on their own channels. But yeah, I am looking into starting some Stranded Alien Dawn streams on the other channel. I just haven't picked a date yet, but I have I've done the legwork of putting together my streaming UI. I have a new webcam that I just bought. You guys don't see me on it because I'm not using it because this morning I literally just set it up this morning, and I want time to test it before we use it. But yeah, I know my gaming audience is not as chill with the little avatars, the talking avatars. I think they're less accustomed to it than our audience is. So for the Stranded, I will just use my own face. But it's so convenient to be able to just turn on the avatar that syncs to your voice, and to be able to just get started right away and not have to worry about does my hair look good? Does my makeup look good? You know, am I okay to go on camera? So I do appreciate the convenience factor of doing it this way. And if you go back through, not that I'm saying you should, but if you go back through my older art streams, and you don't even have to go back that far. I think if you went back 4 streams, you would find it. I was using a webcam then, and it was all my actual human face on stream. So it's not that I'm not familiar with it. It's just, yeah, it's just exactly what King R said. It's just easier. I mean, he said King R Games. I don't know. I don't want to misgender. But they said this is why VTubers are better. I would just say this is why they're easier, and you could associate easier, more convenient with better, for sure. The VTuber, it makes it easier, for sure, for me to stream more often because there's less prep work involved, I will say. I don't have to worry about, do I have an extra hour to fix my hair and to do my makeup? I can just log in and go. You ever heard of those ToonTubers? I don't know that I have. Is that just another name for VTuber? Is it just the same kind of thing? You're just doing an animated avatar? Well, I think too, we should add just a teeny bit. I could be wrong, but maybe just a little sparkle in the eye. And I think we're done, my friends. What do you think? We have ourselves this, our merdude is he's done. He is ready for presentation. Zohan says, I hear ya, DD. Yeah. Or Triple D. Yeah, I am so pleased. Can I just say, I am so overwhelmingly pleased with my name choice for Distracted Desk Dweller, my other channel. Hi, hey Nancy. Hi, Shuggy Cakes. Good to see you both. I've gotten so many good nicknames out of that channel, DD Dweller, Triple D. Yeah, just Distracted works too. But yes, yeah, the name is catchy. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really enjoy it. Let's deliver this and start the next one. And spoiler, I did some sketches last night for some of the other characters we're gonna draw. So we've got this guy here who we're gonna draw, and I've got this very fun, a little bit challenging, but fun action-y pose where he's commanding water to rise up. I thought that'd be really cool. And then we're also gonna do this character as well, who is, I believe the year was 1964 for her character's design and time period. So I went looking up last night outfits from 1964. And I found something very similar to this, but I wanted to tweak it just a little bit because I know in this reference she's wearing all the same thing and I should just draw that. But I will say, in the rest of her references, she's wearing a different outfit, and I do get the sense that this artist who owns this character, who made this character, really likes to see her in different period outfits. So I was also going to just do another one, but also keep the headband and the beautiful earrings and all that jazz. So that is what's up, or what's coming up. That's what's coming up. It's adult Velma, I know, right? Yeah, Claudia! Chicken Nugget knows this character. So yeah, we're gonna draw Claudia. And before we do that though, I really do wanna deliver this. So let's deliver it. So we're gonna go over here, we're gonna export to PNG, and we're gonna save. So now that that's done, we just gotta go over here. Did I just draw on it? I did. Let's not do that. I didn't mean to do that. Close it, go to my browser, wherever that is. It's somewhere. These are my cats, by the way. Can you guys see the cats behind there? There we go, Chrome. And it was just up, I was just looking at him. There we go. So we are going to grab that character ID. It does this every time. If I'm in like landscape view, it covers it up and I can't get out of that screen. Submit, attack. And we're gonna go here, drop that character ID. We're gonna, oh, was it full body? It was full body. Check. And then because I don't wanna spend a lot of time trying to manually type this out, we're gonna copy the name. Paste it. We'll just get rid of the by part. Check. Find revengeable attack because it is revenge. This is for the yearbook art attack, by the way. I don't know how many of you might have seen that. Someone did like a page of a yearbook and then put a bunch of different characters in the yearbook blocks. So it was super cute. I'll have to show you guys in a second after I submit this, but I love cats. Me too. Cats are the best. I have 3. An orange cat named Shrimp. I have a gray cat named Trooper and a black cat named Houdini. And they are all wonderful. They're very social cats too. They really like people. It's really nice that they enjoy hanging out and being social. I'm just gonna name this Revenge with a bunch of exclamation points because I haven't finished my coffee yet, okay? I've had like a few sips. All the like cool little swirly bits are gone, so it doesn't look as pretty and presentable, but the point is, my brain is not 100% yet because coffee. I need coffee to power up, and we're just gonna name this Revenge. Nice and sweet and simple and to the point. And a massive thank you for the yearbook photo. Amelia, because that's my character that they drew in the yearbook photo, looked amazing. And I should say thank you again for the yearbook photo. Amelia looked amazing. And then we will submit this. Okay, so to submit it, we first gotta attach it. It would help, for sure, to include the artwork. This is clean sketch, or clean drawing, clean color, fully shaded background. I did a little pattern abstract thingy. I consider this pretty polished for me. And yeah, we're just gonna confirm attack details. There it is. There's the yearbook thing I was telling you about. Amelia's the purple-haired one right here in the corner. And then submit. And once that goes through, we will go back to our drawing tablet. Yeah, there it is. So it went through. That's good. Here is the yearbook one that I told you I would show you, that I'm revenging, the yearbook page with all the little yearbook photos. This one down here, purple hair, whoops, purple hair, purple eyes, red dress, white lace. That's mine. That's my girl. So it was really fun to see her included in this. And now it is time to start a new drawing. And let's do Claudia first. I think that sounds good. So, Oh gosh, I'm drawing all over this and I don't mean to be. I'm trying to change where my reference, so like that, yeah. Okay, so there's our reference. And I'm gonna scoot up in my chair a little bit, or like get a little bit more comfortable, and we're definitely gonna need to change this back to a regular pen and get off the light pen. So here we go. Yesterday I started having the worst problem with this. I have been drawing with this pen since I started drawing in Procreate, and it's never been an issue, and I don't know what happened. But now I can draw like a solid thing, and I go to fill it. Oh, of course, it's gonna make me a liar now. Before, when I was trying to do that, when I was trying to fill in something I drew with color, like color drop my flat colors in, maybe it's because it was on a reference layer, it just like would not take it. It like just kept filling the whole canvas and refused to stay in lines. So hopefully that's not gonna be a continuing problem. It looks like this time it didn't do that. Bing says, I really like this character. Me too. I think this character is adorable. I love the art style. It's so retro. Definitely inspiring, and inspired me to want to draw her. So we're gonna do this right after I take a sip of coffee. Okay, powered up. Let's do some art. I want to first check over here that everything is still running correctly. It looks like it is, so I think we're good, we're good, we're good. Considers invading the chat again. Some random guy, you are more than welcome to invade the chat anytime. Hello, Moss. Moss says no. I say yes, you can do that, that's fine. Yeah, I guess we can just start up here with the face. So let's do that. Actually, and I say face, but I'm gonna start with the hair, because the hair frames the face. And honestly, I don't know why. I guess I was just like really feeling it yesterday, but like the sketch came together so well and so easily. I was just really, really, really into this drawing. And so I feel like doing the line art for this is gonna be extra easy, because I don't feel like I need to come up with I don't need to deviate, is what I'm trying to say. I don't need to deviate from the line work that I already have here. So I feel like this should go pretty smoothly and also pretty quickly. The one that's gonna be more challenging for sure is when we go to do the wizard commanding water. That's gonna be tough. I already know. That's also kind of why I picked Claudia first. Because I feel like we can do both in this stream, but it's gonna be easier to knock this out first and then do that, because that's gonna definitely drain my energy. So, you know, just trying to be smart with my allocation of energy and how I feel like taxing myself. If I hold this down, it should snap into yep, there we go, a much cleaner, soft round shape. So there we go. I'm gonna start a new layer after getting that on there, and we're gonna keep going and draw the rest. I'm gonna also rotate my canvas so we can get this beautiful headband in that lovely shape that it's in. And I think that'll do it. Yeah. So is Slither here? I'm not sure, Moss. I haven't seen Slither yet. At least they haven't commented in the chat that I know of. They've been really good about coming to the streams though, so it's very possible they might show up if they're not here. Let's... So yeah. Are you guys seeing how wispy this is? How I'm getting this very wispy like line here? I am like so sure this pen, like this pen that I'm using didn't do that before, and I'm also convinced that is why when I go to use this, I mean, I love how it looks. I'm not against the wispy look because it's very pretty. It gives me a lot of control over my sketches, but it definitely makes coloring harder because I can't just set the line art to reference and then like ink drop in the colors anymore because it reads that as an opaque line, and it won't reference it for fill bucket, like for fill. I hope I'm making sense, because I feel like the words are not coming out. It just will not use these wispy lines for reference when using the fill bucket tool. Okay, so there's the other earring, just sort of going up behind the side of the face here. And I'm just gonna bring in the side of the face like that. And then of course, this other curl for her hair, which I think I drew too low. So let's fix that. Because the hair is not really coming down to the shoulder here, although the shoulder is slanted up to meet it, so that's not so bad. Maybe we can allow it. We might be able to get away with leaving that just like that. Okay, so far, so good. Could it be an update to the pen? I'm not sure. I'm not, most of you know, I'm more of a sketchbook aficionado. I know more about the sketchbook program than I do about Procreate. I'm still learning Procreate on a regular basis. I've learned, like, even just this, like, reference in the corner trick, so that normally, until, like, literally right now, this is the first time I'm using this, I would create a layer, like, I can literally show you because I did it on the last one. I would create a layer and paste in my reference. But the problem is when I'm zooming around and like working on other parts or rotating the canvas, it rotates with me. All of that changes, you know, because it's a layer. But then in this, you know, I'm having such an issue with this like shape of this box not wanting to stay the shape I put it in. But that aside, I can rotate this and I can move it around and my reference stays static in the corner. So that's new. I just learned how to do that. But as far as like whether they update their pins, I'm not sure. I've never really had that issue before, and I haven't heard of it happening, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It doesn't mean people haven't talked about it. It's just not been on my reticular radar. So I wouldn't like know to be listening out for it, you know? So yeah, long story short, I don't know. I think, yeah, let's bring in the smile here. And we'll bring in the rest of the head kind of like that. It's super cute. I'm gonna collapse these two layers and lock them because I don't want to mess with that. I am very happy with how that looks. So let's move on to the rest of the body. One thing I found that was really popular in the year that this character's canon takes place, which I believe was 1964. Pretty sure it was. These very businessy outfits were super like popular with women, and they had these like gathered but like modestly gathered shoulder seams. So we're just gonna kind of like just sort of hint at it a little bit there, and then we're gonna bring it in, and it was very high collared, and they would belt them around the waist, and they're almost like these suit jackets, but I think like the Jetsons, you know. They're wearing these very like sci-fi, what we would consider sci-fi today, these very sci-fi-esque suit jackets that they would cinch at the waist with a belt, so they would still be feminine, but they were also very business forward. Only 5 years off. Scooby-Doo was 1969, hence why you mentioned Velma. Yeah, it's not that far after, I guess, this character's canon time period. So yeah, I could totally see this, like, the reference and the similarities for sure. I'm going through the music. I don't know if you guys can hear me like changing the song. Trying to find something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I think I'll know it when I hear it. This works. We'll do this. I'm okay with this one. All right. What did I do? I think I messed up my... Oh, I don't want a screenshot. There we go. Bing says, I completely forgot that you play music on the stream because I've been playing my own over it. That's fine too. I am glad to hear that it's not so loud that it's competing with your choice of music. If you prefer to like kind of like play your own, that's totally fine. And then we've got also these very boxy, very pointed, very angular style was still very much in style during this time. So you're gonna see the very, I don't know, almost rigid forms. Like the figure was still very rigid at this point. We haven't really entered, or maybe we have. Maybe this fashion might have been happening like simultaneously alongside the very opposite, which is very hippie, loose, flowy. Two things can exist at the same time. And so if this was 1964, and we like to think of the 60s, well, I guess more the 70s as being very hippie-ish. So yeah, this kind of might predate that a little bit, but you can see how the pendulum swings from one extreme to the other, right? We went from this very boxy, very businessy, very uptight kind of, not uptight in a bad way. I don't want to use that word if it's synonymous with, or if it has negative connotations. I only mean it in a very like, just objective sense, not in a negative connotation way. But yeah, I think too, for drawing, it makes for such interesting shape language. Like it's genuinely very aesthetically pleasing when you're drawing. Melody, LOL, yeah, about the music thing, for sure. And then I'm just gonna bring in this, this line here because it does do sort of the two ends of, or the two sides of the jacket, this belted jacket together here. Maybe that's what I should be doing. I should be trying to find music that is very reminiscent of the time period. And I only say that now because I kind of feel like this song almost fits the bill. Some random guy says the Volkswagen Beetle was a huge contradiction. Somehow a car, which Hitler had direct input upon, I did not know that, came to represent peace. It's strange. I don't know. Yeah, people can redefine the meaning of things. It happens all the time. Do I like Lackadaisia? I don't know what that is. That a band? Is that music? Is it a style? I don't know what that means. But I'm happy to learn. So if you want to just kind of explain a little bit in the chat, I'll come back and read it. Yeah. So this, I have a feeling, I know that I've got open gaps here on this belt, but I like the way it looks. So I'm just gonna color that in manually instead of trying to fill bucket it. I'm pretty convinced that the fill bucket's not gonna work on this anyway, and I'm gonna have to manually color it. So I'm not gonna get tied up on closing my gaps because I already know it's gonna frustrate me. So I'm just gonna draw it the way I think it looks good and forget about closing my gaps for fill bucket convenience. I also do like the fitted cuffs attached to these more loose fitted sleeves. I think there's something about it that's just so, it's so stylish. It's so it just looks good. I don't know. And maybe it's the whole concept of big, little, small, or big, medium, small, where like we like variation in our shape language. And that's probably just it. It's probably just a great example of big, medium, small, where the variation in shape language just speaks to us. It's aesthetically pleasing. It just, it hits, you know, like it just lands the right way. But yeah, already loving this outfit. It's an animation series on YouTube. See, I didn't know about that. Melody, are you in the Discord? Can you, if you are, we have a channel in the Discord called Our Playlist. If you want to, I invite you to drop the link to either the first episode or the trailer, if they have it, in that channel, and then we can all check it out later. Because I think that would be fun. Yeah, I really like, I'm always so impressed and so astounded by individual creators making their own animations, because just, I know the workload is massive, right? Like it's just so much work to animate. And then for a person to do it as like a passion project or a hobby, and to create enough animation to put it on YouTube as like a series or a show, even if it's a series of shorts, you know, that's still more than I've done. I'm impressed, you know. Always cool to see. I just, something mysterious and magic about it, you know. Okay, sure, they have the pilot. Yeah, drop that in the Discord. That'd be really fun for everybody to see. I feel like I'm getting like two types of music on today's playlist. It's either very much the Indian music in the beginning, which I do like, and I let it play for a while, but then I wanted to switch it up. But now it's all very country. So I'm not really seeing more of an everyman palette music in here. Getting some very interesting content. Now we're getting Christmas music. Okay. We're just gonna keep going until we find something. Sure. Thank you for bearing with me while I play DJ in the background. I appreciate your patience. You wanted on what platform? Hang on, first of all, why is my chat so small? Let's make that bigger so I can read what you guys are writing. That's better. Now we can all see the chat more than just one line at a time. It's strange, I don't know, animated series on YouTube. Okay, sure, they have a pilot. You want it on what platform on Discord? I forgot. Oh, so if you go up near I think it's in the announcement section, there's a channel called Our Playlist. Pretty sure. And if you just put it there, we can all check it out. Because it's a channel for stuff that like you didn't make it, but you really like it and want to share it. So that's kind of like where we drop those videos. You dance to all music. Chicken Nugget, you're amazing. Thank you for being a connoisseur of all music and having the flexibility to deal with whatever I play. Because even I don't know what I'm gonna play. It's at the mercy of YouTube Audio Library, because I don't like it when my videos get copyright claims. So that's why I do it this way. But it also means that I have very little input on what's playing, and that's how we end up in situations like these, where I'm scrolling to find something. You can't do it, you don't have the permission. I did not know my channels had restricted permissions. That's news to me. I've got it open right now. So our playlist, I'm gonna look at, let me edit it. Permissions. Everyone can view the channel, send messages in the channel, embed links, yep. Attach files, yep. Add reactions, yes. Okay, save changes. All right, try again. that should have fixed that, hopefully. Let me know. Yeah. Okay, so back to this, because I know I'm leaving you guys on a blouse. Of all things, you're just zoomed in on a blouse. It's not very visually interesting for me to leave you guys on that. Perry, you could always use my fallback and play the barn dance songs. That would be very dance motivating. I don't know how much work we would get done if we were just listening to straight up dance music. It's not a bad idea though. I am all about music that hypes you up, wakes you up. I feel like I need it more and more lately. I don't know. It's just that season, you know? Like, I mean, it's summer, which if you're in school, if you're still in your school years, summer's great because you have summer off. And maybe you have a summer job and you're still busy and you're still working, but in the corporate world, I'm afraid to say there are no summer vacations unless you're a teacher. You're most likely not gonna have summers off anymore, and it is a shame, honestly. I do really miss the freedom to do whatever in the summer. It was nice while it lasted. I don't know how I keep doing this. Do you see these dots over here? It's like I'm like ghost writing, but like ghost drawing, just at random. It's almost as if my wrist is creating all these extra marks and like just testing me, just testing to make sure I'm paying attention. Just want to make sure that I catch my mistakes. There we go. We have a skirt. Lovely. I'm just going to create this one kind of soft line here. Same thing here, just another soft line. And is that the whole outfit? I mean, kind of. We just gotta add shoes and then it's the whole outfit. But we also need this other hand and the legs and the heart, and then we can color it, which isn't much. And what time is it? I feel like this went so fast. We haven't even finished our first hour yet on stream. First of all, we're gonna stop and take a second to celebrate this because this is the most I've gotten done in the first hour of a stream in a very long time. So we've almost got all the line art done on this picture, and we did the final touches of coloring on the other picture, the mermaid. So yes, winning. This is what finishing strong looks like. Haha. But being a teacher has its own problems. I 100% agree with you. I am sure there are all kinds of unseen or mostly unseen drawbacks and I don't know. There's always going to be some kind of compromise. No job is perfect, or else nobody would pay us to do it. But I'm not in the educating sphere, so I don't know what those are. But I believe you. And if a teacher came up to me and was like, "Oh man, it's a mess, blah blah blah," you know, this, that, and the other, I'd be like, "Yeah, absolutely, I believe you." I don't know any better. For sure. I just have to, you know, trust that the people who are in that industry know. They know better than I do, and I'm fine with that. I'm not going to disagree. Okay, so these shoes were thankfully, you seeing this in the reference? Not so much. Let's move her over so you can't see. Thankfully, quite simple shoe design, which is great for me because I am not, just like I'm not a car person, I am not a shoe person. I'm not great at drawing cars. I just don't think I have the attention to detail for cars, or like enough of a pre-established mental library to even know when I'm missing something or doing something backwards or wrong on a car. Same thing with shoes. Like, some people are very into shoes. They know all about sneakers. They know the form and the fit and like the type of soles and all kinds of stuff. And honestly, if I can get a sneaker to look like a sneaker, at least like the shape a shoe is supposed to look like, it's a win for me. I'm not a sneaker person. I don't really know much about sneakers. I'm just happy if a shoe looks like a shoe. Crazy Crafter Prime, hey yo, guess who showed up just now? If you said me, you're right. Hey, yeah, welcome to the stream. Hello, this is my hello, Crazy Crafter Prime. Good to see you. Glad you made it. How has your art fight been treating you, especially the last week, because it is the last week. Is a skirt still considered a skirt even if it's attached to a dress? I don't know if there's an official answer to that. Being, I do know that the other day I wore a dress and 2 people complimented me and said, I like your skirt. Two people did, which is great because that must mean it's a really cute dress, right? I was feeling very pretty, but it was a dress, not a skirt. I think because I was wearing a jean jacket over it, they didn't really realize that it was a dress. They thought like it was a skirt under a jean jacket and maybe had a shirt on with it. I don't know. But no, it was a dress. But I did get some compliments on my skirt. So I am not going to turn down those compliments. So for the sake of today's question, I'm just going to say yes. Yes, it's still a skirt if it's attached to a dress, because saying that means I get to own those compliments, and I'm all about it. I would love to just own those compliments. There we go. We've got ourselves 2 shoes, 2 legs. We need ourselves the last hand, and then we can add some color. And it's going to look fabulous. I am positive. Some random guy says, I'm still mentally scared from when I had to draw characters' Ugg boots. Yeah, especially, oh man, I've been in that position before where somebody will say in the description of their character, specifically that they're wearing a certain brand of shoe. And I cringe because I don't want to screw that up. And so I'm like on Google searching that shoe and trying to see it from the angle I need it to be at for my drawing, and like just hoping, you know, like holding my breath and hoping that it comes out good, because I would not recognize that shoe without Googling it. I don't know. I can barely guess the right brand based on the logo. So yeah, I 100% feel your pain there. I sympathize. Crazy Crafter Prime, I wish I could upload OCs to Artfight, but I don't have enough reference sheets to do it. That is a very relatable issue too. I don't draw my own characters half as much as I draw other people's characters. So when it comes to like having a reference, especially a current reference, because some of my OCs I've had for years. So there will be a reference, like singular A, one reference. But it'll be like super out of date. It'll be like a really old art style for me, and I won't feel like, I'll be like, man, I could do that so much better if I could just make myself sit down and redraw it. And that there is the issue. Making yourself, well, hello, these are missing a couple fingers. Making yourself sit down and redraw your own character when you would much rather draw anything else. Why are we like this, by the way? Why do we create these characters and then not want to draw them? Like, that feels like neglect, right? Like, shame on us. How dare we? Also, this hand is so wrong. I can't even begin to understand what I did here. Something's not right. So first of all, let's erase this for a second. We've got our 4 fingers, including the pinky down here. But I'm thinking what we're missing here is a thumb. So the thumb should kind of come out like this. And we're seeing it at this strange angle where it's going to foreshorten back. A little ways. So I just, is that passable? Did I do a passing job there? 4 fingers and a thumb at this, I don't know, like at this angle. I'm twisting my arm as much as I can to try to get it in front of the camera at that angle. It's kind of difficult. Yeah, the thumb bends back. I'm looking at my hand. I feel like it's close. I feel like it's close. I don't know. If I still hate it after I color it, I'll change it. but for right now, I'm gonna keep it. I'll allow it. I'm gonna pull a judgment call. Oh yeah, I can see better when I turn the sketch layer off. Yeah, I still feel like I'll allow it. It's fine for now. I think that's okay. I do notice though, hang on, unlock this, that we need to kind of like close this eye on this side. There we go. And then I'm also noticing she has no eyebrows. She might want some. Hey, Slither's here. Who was it that was asking for Slither? Moss, I believe it was you, right? Yeah, they're here. They made it. Welcome to, hello, waves. Wave, wave, wave. Welcome to the stream, Slither. Good to see ya. Glad to have you here. Oh, we're gonna rock out. Nice. We got some rock and roll music coming in. So yes. Oh, I forgot the heart. See? Just when I thought I was done. No eyebrows, no heart. Not time to color yet. Nope, nope, nope. That did not look right. Is that better? I can't tell yet. Turn that off. I like it. I like it enough to keep it. So we'll keep that. I do want to clean up this part where it meets in the middle. There we go. Ta-da! And yeah, line art. Oh, wait. Line art almost finished. We need eyebrows. Yeah, it was me, says Moss. Yes, they were looking for you, by the way, Slither, in case that wasn't obvious. Some random guy says, I have a unibrow. Unibrows are fun. I think I should stick to the character sheet, the character reference, though. So, no unibrow here. Just a nice, usual, it's pretty typical brow. So we're gonna do that. I do want to bring this one up slightly because I don't like the tangent it's making with the hair here. So we're going to we're just gonna change it a little bit so that, and we'll make this one match. Nope, not like that. I just want to change it enough so that we're not having a really awkward tangent with the bangs. I want this to read clearly as eyebrows and bangs. So there we go. That will do the job. And then we can give her these nice, very prominent eyelids because her character does have very prominent eyelids. Now, I believe it is safe to say we are done with our line art and we can move on to color. But I have not asked you guys yet the first order of business questions, and that is, have you had your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, depending on where you are in the time zone allocation? And, hello, Ram, hi. And I know someone already told me, they already volunteered this information, that they've already submitted their planned last attack for our fight. But for everyone else, where are you on your art fight plan? Are you on schedule? Are you behind? Have you recalibrated and made new goals? How is that shaping up for you? And I think, too, that Moss is asking for Slither perhaps because maybe, just maybe, they're drawing something for them. So if you are still looking for targets to attack for art fight, there are some here right now in the chat. So don't be shy. If you guys want to drop your teams and your usernames for your art fight accounts in the chat, feel free to do so. Spam away with your art fight names. And let's make sure that we are giving everybody the best opportunity to work together. All about it. This is art fight community time. Let's do it. And let's also do some colors. We're gonna color this. So I got a little bit distracted for a moment, just for a moment, a brief moment. But we're gonna do this. Slither, I'm over my goal. Still wanna do a few more though. That's excellent. I'm right there with you. I hit my 30 goal 2 attacks ago, but I'm still going. Sophia, hello. I have done my art fight goal with 20 attacks. Congratulations. Claps and snaps for both of you. So you are going to do more. I will have 40 total attacks, and you are Pinkra 5. Yes, Pinkra 5 can say for sure, because I've seen Pinkra 5's characters, wonderful, wonderful characters, and they have a webtoon that I follow, and it's really super cute. So just dropping those two FYIs for you guys. Pinkra 5 on Artfight, super cute characters, also a very active player. So if you're looking for somebody that might maybe want to do some revenge chains, I'm not going to speak on their behalf. They can speak for themselves. They are here in the chat. But all of that said, I also am throwing out that they do have a webtoon. Hint, hint. Let's try. It's probably going to be a miserable failure here, but let's try. Oops, not clipping mask. Reference layer. Let's try to color drop some colors. No, as expected, it said definitely not. And also still definitely not. So I'm talking about this pin, for whatever reason, it has betrayed me. It no longer does solid fill enough line art for me to come in here. Well, I multiplied it and I got a little bit. Maybe if we multiply it or duplicate it one more time and merge it, maybe, just maybe, we can stay. Let's try one more time. That was pretty close. We just had to duplicate and collapse it like 4 times before the line art was solid enough for the computer. Sorry, for the iPad to accept a fill bucket on that part of the clothing, so I'll take it. Sophia does say, I will revenge any attack, so there you go. Pinkra 5 on Artfight, folks. Bing, I've only done 9 attacks this year. I guess I got outplayed, but they were amazing attacks. You put a lot of work and effort into your attacks. I've seen them. I am following you, Bing, on Artfight, and I see you in my subscriptions, which I check. I will say, I've said it before, I think in my last stream, I'll say it again. A great way to cleanse your palette after doing an attack, if you're feeling a little bit like stretched. By the way, I do stretch, stand up and stretch, sidebar. But yeah, go through your Artfight subscriptions. So on Artfight, I'm not going to do it on this one because I need that one open. Between attacks, I just go over here to this little subscriptions box right down here. I don't know how legible that is, but it's this one. These are all the people I follow on Artfight, and then whenever they post something, I see it. And this is why sometimes I comment on stuff that wasn't made for me, just because I think it's awesome, and it has nothing to do with me, but I'm subscribed to you, and if you draw something amazing, I mean, you're all drawing something amazing. I can't go through and comment on everyone. I won't comment on everyone, so please don't be offended if I don't comment on your art. It's not that I don't think it's awesome. It's just I'm not going to comment on everyone. But I do scroll through here on a regular basis. And oh, this one's amazing, by the way. I opened this earlier today. I didn't comment on it, but I still thought it was phenomenal. Look at how freaking cool this is. This is gorgeous. Just stunning. Yeah. So this is why when I need to recharge, I will just go through my subs and see what everybody else is drawing. Yeah, going through subscriptions is so nice, not gonna lie, says Slither. 100%, I agree with you. It's amazing. Crazy Crafter Prime, I'm preparing to share my first character in Artfight. Do it, it's never too late. Even if it's the very last day, it's not too late. And also, getting characters, even if it's off season, by the way, getting your characters onto your profile, which you can add new characters during off season to your profile. You just can't do attacks. It is a great way to prepare your profile for next year, because then when people are getting ready for next year and they're bookmarking things to draw, especially that first week when the website likes to crash a lot and people are like relying on bookmarks, you'll have a character ready. It'll be in your bookmarks. So since it is the last couple days though, Crazy Crafter Prime, if you don't get any attacks on the character that you're adding right now, I hope you will not feel discouraged. I hope you will come back and still play Artfight again in the future, because there are no guarantees that you'll receive attacks, but it's definitely worth giving it another shot and giving it some time, because sometimes that's all it takes is just time. Sometimes people just need time to find you. on Artfight. But again, a great way to connect with other players is right now, right here, right in the chat. So hint, hint, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. Playing matchmaker with you all, just kind of scooting you together and saying, hey, you guys are all Artfight players and you're all active players. Introduce yourselves, get to know each other, that kind of stuff. Okay. And if I can finish drawing 7 more arms today, my goodness, that's a lot of arms, then you should have time. Individual frames. Okay, yeah. That's right, you're still on that animation. Do what you gotta do, my friend. Make use of your time how you need to make use of your time. All the cheering from my area. I will be your cheerleader. I will cheer you on. Okay, so I am happy now that this is working. It only took multiple rounds of duplication, but I'm able to start dropping in my flats, which is gonna speed up my process so much, which is exactly what I need it to do. So we're gonna do this. I don't know why I just put the hair and skin layer or skin flats on the same layer, because it's going to make shading it harder. But it's fine. It'll work out. In fact, I'm probably going to just make shading and highlights super simple, because the style is very much a toon kind of style. I'm probably going to just do, like before, not so much of the gradients. I mean, a little bit of gradient might be nice on this jacket. Anyway, but I'm probably going to stick to more of the hard shadows, the cell shading, than say more rendered look, just because it's a very simplified, very toony style. And so, of course, the skirt is part of the same suit. They would be very matchy-matchy during this period. So we're going to make sure that the skirt and the jacket match. And we need to come in here and give the hands the same tone. Oh, that's not going to work. We're going to have to color that one in manually, and that's fine. We'll do this one too. Some random guy. I guess it's period accurate though. Yeah, exactly. It's starting to look more and more like Velma's mother. Yeah, period accurate. There you go. We are definitely talking the same timeline for sure. Melody, do you have in your OCs a villain? Are you asking me, or are you asking chat in general who has a villain OC? I do, but you would be kind of surprised, I think, to figure out which one it is. My villain OC is about 10 years old. I haven't actually picked a canon age for her yet, but it's kind of in that age group. She's about 10-ish years old. And her name, with title included, is Princess Potpourri. So that's my villain character. Spoiler alert, actually I should not have said that at all. Retract that, I said nothing. Nobody needs to know that information. That is a secret. Man, I need to drink more coffee, because I can't just be spilling secrets like that. That's bad. Bad news, bad news. Nobody heard that, right? But Perry, that's spoilers, I know. Can we all just mutually agree to pretend I didn't say that? Can we all just be like, say what? I didn't hear anything. What are you talking about? You didn't say anything. I didn't hear anything. Is it for D&D? It is not. I do have D&D. Guess I can never read your webcomic now. No, Bing! Yeah, that's what it's for. It's for my webcomic. Nobody heard that, though. Remember? Nobody heard me say that, so nobody knows. I did not spoil my webtoon just now. Nobody heard that. Ram has villain OCs. They say that I have way too many, in fact. Melody, me when I post it and it's like Voldemort and I can say his name because nobody knows it. Yeah, what is D&D, says Moss. I have 3 D&D campaigns going on right now, although I just concluded one. So I guess it doesn't really count as currently active anymore. I just finished one campaign last week. I was actually DMing for work. So I was literally getting paid to be a DM for a couple of hours a week because we were doing a team building exercise where we played D&D at work, and I was the DM, so that happened. But it was a mini campaign. It was like a 3 sessions plus session 0, so it was a 4-day evolution where we played like once a week for 4 days, or for 4 weeks. Yeah. That one's done, but I do have my other 2 that I've kind of sort of previewed on this channel because I have shown before my family D&D in the family versus D&D family game night video, and then also my glamp camping, my glamp D&D group. I made a poster for us. I drew it. I don't know why that did that. We're not going to keep that. I drew a poster for that campaign. Long story short. Yes. And that's on my channel as well, along with some audio clips from that game, which I thought were really funny. So if you guys want to see how funny we are, I suggest you check out those videos. You'll get to see some really cool D&D art, if I may say so myself, but also you'll get to see some pretty funny situations and scenarios and characters just sort of like hamming it up, which is fun as well. Lipstick, hello. Let me color drop that, or I'll just come here and grab this. That's fine too. So now that that's said, do you guys have, like, the people here in chat, and who was it that brought it up? Zohan, are you playing D&D? Do you have a campaign going? Moss, how does one join a D&D? I think you've talked about, yeah, we're talking about Dungeons and Dragons, 100%, yes. Chicken Nugget, I love my villain OCs so much. I like to bully them. Villain OCs can be quite fun. I got to draw no, I drew the heroes. As Comic Maker drew the villains in our collab video. But yeah, it's really fun. Zohan, yes, they're in a D&D campaign, D&D group. Is it new? Is it like a new campaign, or has it been running for a while? And also, hello for all of the D&D connoisseurs in the chat. What characters do you play? Are you like more into the rogue characters? Do you like the barbarians? Do you like what elves or dwarves, or like what is your character? Tell me about them, because I am kind of obsessed with D&D right now. It's been sort of hard to focus on other things sometimes, especially while I was DMing, which is done. I'm like done DMing for work now, but while I was doing the work campaign, it was certainly hard to think or focus on anything else when all I could think about was D&D. But yeah, what are your characters? I have my characters up on my Artfight channel, so I know, or not channel, but Artfight account. So if you guys are on Artfight and you've been to my page, you've probably seen my characters because they're both there. I have a Dragonborn Druid, and I have a Tiefling. I guess I'm a Druid player, and I have a Tiefling Druid. So they're both Druids, Dragonborn and a Tiefling. But yeah, I do, for whatever reason, I gravitate to the Druid class. So the camp is new, but the campaign is new, but the world is old, says Zohan. That's fun. Yeah, new campaigns are fun. It's exciting to kick off a new campaign. So there, oh my god, Perry, I just found the attack you did of Alec for me. Yes! Slither, I'm so glad you saw that. I did that one yesterday morning. Yeah. It was really fun. Wait, Alec. No, I just did that one now, tonight. Yeah. We did it. The stream started with Alec. We were finishing up. I started it last night and we were finishing it up this morning. So yeah. The people in chat saw us kind of make that one a little bit. I'm glad you like it. Alicia, hello and welcome to the stream. I've recently started learning about D&D, but I still haven't sorry, I shook the desk. I still haven't gotten a chance to play. That's a bummer. Maybe, I'll tell you what, since I just wrapped up my work campaign, maybe, just maybe, if you guys are interested, and I'm saying this is a maybe because this is like, I'm shooting off the top of my head here, folks. Maybe we can do a campaign in yeah, what Moss said. Maybe we can do a campaign in the server. So if you guys would like to play, maybe we can do like a mini campaign, like a little mini small campaign. in the Discord if you guys want to submit characters and play together. And it's also, of course, always up to whether or not you can like synchronize people's schedules, because that tends to be the most telling factor on whether or not you'll be able to actually play a game, is whether or not everybody can get on the same schedule. But if you're interested, you know, give me a little raised hand emoji or something in the chat. Let's do this, because I am open to new games. I'm always like, why not? Why not? Let's just do it. I've got a zillion projects that I haven't finished yet. Let's start a new one. Zohan says yes, there is a raised hand in the chat. Zohan, I know you came over here from my DD channel, my Distracted Desk Dweller channel. I have not linked my Discord to my gaming channel yet because it's still new and I'm still kind of shaping my community over there. But I do have a Discord, you know, wink, wink, secret. It's not so much of a secret, but my art channel has a Discord. And the link to it is in the description of this stream. So you can join. Yeah, you just joined. Perfect. Wonderful. That works. So great. You are going to probably see a lot of art there. So I hope you like art. But yeah, we can do, why not? Let's do a D&D group. I am about it. So 100%, let's do this. We are going to play some D&D as a community. Which means, I guess since it's my Discord, I'll be the DM. But you guys gotta start thinking about your characters. Like, do you want to be, being a you liar, you do not hate art. I am gonna call bananas baloney on that one. I don't know which one's better, bananas or baloney, but I know it's not true. I know you do not hate art. Yeah. Show me, or maybe not show me, but tell me about your characters. Do you want to play a cleric, a rogue, a paladin? Have you guys seen the new D&D movie? Who's seen that? That's a great question to ask. Who's seen the new D&D movie? Because honestly, it is amazing. It is so good. I love that movie. I think they did an amazing job handling D&D for cinema. I gotta like turn the music down a teeny bit in my headphones because it's a little overpowering for me. And then I gotta find out where my chat went because I only have one screen and it's covered up now. Here we go. The D&D movie is good, but I don't feel like they played into the D&D aspect enough. Yeah, you can expound on that and kind of like explain what you mean. Me personally, I feel like it was a great balance of like sticking to a film while also trying to introduce, like, it wasn't meta, right? You don't know that they're players playing characters. They were just playing the characters. The actors were not characters playing a game called D&D. They were literally in the game. So it was very much no fourth wall breaking. So you weren't going to get like dice rolls and like, but they still had enough, I felt, you know, like randomness, like enough situational, like, well, there's no guarantee how this could go. Maybe it goes well, maybe it goes poorly. I think they sort of like hinted at the idea of a bad dice roll from time to time. But it certainly wasn't like explicit because, you know, it's not meta. They don't know that they're D&D characters. We don't even see them in that movie as D&D characters. We just simply see them as characters. D&D notwithstanding. Like, it had nothing to do, or it wasn't overtly the game. You know what I mean? I hope that's making sense. Yeah, that's cute. I like it. We're gonna roll with it. Slither says, I want to learn how to play D&D so bad, but I'm failing. I think in this instance, the old adage, you haven't failed until you give up, is applicable here. Because there's no like timeline, there's no deadline to learn D&D. So in that sense, you can't possibly be failing because there's no cutoff. If you haven't learned it yet, you just haven't learned it yet. You haven't failed to learn it. It's just not something you've done yet. So yeah. Don't be too hard on yourself. Some random guy says, I feel like the only person that doesn't play D&D here. You don't have to. It's certainly not like, nobody's gonna be like, oh wow, you don't play D&D, do you even fit in? It's not like that. So if it's not for you, it's not for you, and you should never be forced into it. You should never be pressured into playing it if you don't want to. So yeah, please do not feel in any way like, whoa, why did that go behind the hair? That's confusing. That definitely should have gone over the hair. I see. It's not on multiply. All right, so now that we did that, let's fix this. There we go. Now we have the right blend mode. Let's continue. Back to what I was saying. You don't. Why does that keep happening? Because I'm in the eraser. You do not have to play or be pressured into playing. So I hope that talking about this does not make anybody feel obligated to play or in any way left out if they're not playing. Because first and foremost, this stream is about art fight. And even if you're not doing art fight, I'm happy to have you on the stream. Like, by no means are you in the wrong place at the wrong time right now. Like, if you're here just to chill and enjoy some art, you know, great. You do not need to be playing art fight to be on this stream. You do not need to be playing D&D to be interested in this conversation. Like, I don't want anybody to feel that kind of way about any of this. And if you do, I'm so sorry, and we can change the topic. I don't want to make anybody feel excluded, you know, like ever at any point in any way. So I think that one, I could bring the size of the brush down a little bit there. I think that was a little much. So we'll do more like that. That's a little bit better, I think. And then here we just kind of gotta like bring the brush up here. So earlier I said I wasn't gonna do gradients so much because I was thinking airbrush, right? I said I wasn't gonna do gradients. I meant I wasn't gonna call it or shade with the airbrush. But effectively, I am doing gradients right now because I am still using a paintbrush with a gradient. I'm using this one. So this paintbrush it's gradiated. And I love this paintbrush so much. I use it a lot for a lot of my art. And then anytime it doesn't quite reach to the ends that I want it to reach, I can just kind of smudge it a teensy bit. And again, same thing. We just snap that into place. And I think too, I make this a little bigger again. A little cat hair there. So they can kind of come under the bust a bit. And I'm gonna go, now that I've seen, I'm gonna go a little bit bigger because that didn't quite reach from height to height that I wanted. Okay, well, I mean, now it did, but it also went over the sleeve. So I gotta do a little erasing here, but that's fine. Not a big deal. You can just erase some of this that went outside of the parameters that I wanted. All right, so we're starting to get some of those shapes and contours, a little bit of gradation to kind of break up the flat colors, which is great. Summerham guy, I'm sorry, but I can't see this woman as anything but Velma's mother now. Well, I don't know. I don't know what the intentions were for the person who created the characters, so I can't say whether or not that's a good fit. I personally am not at all bothered by the concept, the idea, the drawing the visual similarities for sure. But again, I don't speak for them, so I can't be like, yeah, that's my new headcanon, because it doesn't matter what I think. I just hope they like it. So, but I do think it's on brand. I think you're right to kind of like see that style in this character and in this art, because that's very much how they created it, I think. So that's looking pretty cute. I do think, so hang on. looking at the hand here, I want to make sure that I am drawing her the way that the creator drew her. So we're gonna do the hand the same, okay? So we're seeing the inside of the hand, the interior of the hand, so we wanna make sure that it matches. So we're gonna come in here for the palm, and we're going to match this hand up. There we go. Did I miss a spot, or is that just a line? That's just a line in the line art. There we go. All right, so that feels a little bit more accurate. And maybe even we should be kind of seeing a little bit on the curled under finger right here. I think that's a yes for me. So I'm gonna save that. But next, I think I'm gonna go back up here to my shading. I'm gonna come back up here to the face, and I'm gonna pick up that color, and I'm gonna bring down, oh, no, what happened there? Oh, right, I switched brushes. Back to the paintbrush. And I kind of want it to be, nope, too small. I want to come in here, still too small. I'm trying to shade the bridge of the nose, is that clear? Like, I'm not making full sentences, so hopefully the visual, hopefully visually it's speaking for itself, because I am like failing to articulate here. But I just want to I just want to create a little bit of contour here. It's not working. I think I'm doing this wrong. Okay, so instead of trying to go down the nose, maybe what I need to do is go around the eye to create sort of this nasal gradient. And she doesn't have a nose there, but she does have one here. So I feel like it's fine if I add one. I am going to add one. So, maybe like that. How do we feel about that? It's the only part of the line art that's not solid fill, so maybe maybe what I should do here is actually radiate it like that. Maybe that's, yeah. I feel like that's correct. That's better. It should be like that. Folks, we are so close to done with this one too. All right, so, man, this is coming together so fast and so, like, I don't know, it just feels like it's just, am I like, what about you guys think? Is this just sort of like snapping together? Or am I like just tone deaf to how much time it's taking me to do this? I'm gonna pick up this color. I'm gonna come in here and just start adding some hard shadows now with the actual pen instead of like the paintbrush or with a gradient with the airbrush. We're just gonna add in a few hard shadows. So like the belt here would have a bit of a hard shadow. Here. And for sure, we would see some here at the cuffs of the sleeves. And maybe even under the cuff where the hand is. That doesn't really make sense. Or maybe it kind of does, I don't know. Under the chin, we'll do a little bit of a harder line there for the shadow. The earring's gonna get a little bit of a hard shadow here. This part's already pretty darkly shaded on the earring there, because I definitely just did an all over shadow beneath the hair. I guess like some of the other standard shading places are like on the sleeve where it hugs close to the body, or where there's folds like this. And here, although I gave it already a pretty deep shadow. And the shoes, of course. Man, I really just failed to, I left these flat colors. We'll fix it. There you go. I really thought that this was clipping, and it's not. It's not clipping to the one below it. That's fine. We stayed inside the lines, surprisingly. Moss says, is this stream going to be as long as usual, or will it be longer due to it being the last one? I plan to stream recently with these art fight streams. I've been streaming kind of between 9 and noon, my time. That's my goal, to do the same thing today, because it's still kind of a long stream for me. I'm used to doing a 2-hour stream from 9 to 11. Actually, it used to be before art fight. I was doing them kind of even earlier. I was doing them like 8 o'clock, 8 to 10, because it was a good way to start my day without carving into my day. But gosh, why am I so long-winded? I'm so sorry. The answer is normal for art fight. For an art fight stream, we're gonna do the normal 9 to 12 PST, and however that works out for your time zone. That's how long you can expect me to be here. It feels so weird knowing this is the last art fight stream for the year. Yeah, it's kind of nuts because it felt like we had so much time, and then somewhere along the line we just didn't anymore. It was just, we were out of time. Like it's like now or never, because it's we're coming to the end of art fight, and it does feel like it happened kind of fast. It's like, wow, how is it really over already? For sure feel that. Okay, I think I've done as much as I really need to for shadows here. I think it's perfectly fine at this point to collapse all of this and start highlighting. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do an add layer, and then we're gonna clip it to everything. And by everything, I mean everything, because I also collapse in here the line art, because when I want something to glow, you don't want it to have a hard black outline, because then it doesn't feel like it's glowing. Not that I can think of anything that needs to glow on this character, but as a habit, when I go to highlight, I like to highlight even on top of the line art, because you get a better pop of color that way, a better glow. Truth be told, things are actually looking better for me than they have in the past this month. Well, I'm glad to hear that. That's good news. I'm super glad that things are looking up. Definitely better than the alternative. Still taking a sip of coffee. And now 6 frames, says some random guy. That's good. You were at 8 before, now you're at 6. You're definitely carving away. You're chipping away at that to-do list. Excuse me. I did clear my throat a little bit. It's getting a little bit, I don't know, froggy? My voice is getting a little froggy, and I don't want it to be, so I'm just gonna give it a little bit of a you know, just to try to clear it. All right, so this gold earring I do want to kind of shine, so we're gonna try to glitz that up with a little bit of a heavier line, and maybe a couple of, like, just a couple of dots to give it some texture. That's too many dots. Too much texture. I don't know. It didn't work out the way I wanted it to. We're gonna do that again. Same thing over here. I wanted to kind of have like that hammered gold look, you know, where you're really getting that nice, very textured look and shape to it. And if I zoom out, are we seeing it that way? I feel like yes. So hopefully you guys are seeing it that way too. I do want to bring in another kind of just a little pop of color, a little lighting here on the edges of the hair. And I'm gonna do the same thing sort of at the top here where the headband's sort of holding it back. And here, where it sort of wings up a little. I did put a lot of shading on the back of the volume of the hair, so I'm not going to highlight there because then that would be sort of a contradiction. It might look off if I do that. So I'm going to leave that how it is. We are going to add a little pop of color in the eyes and a little on the lip. I've been seeing lately, sort of like picking up on this idea that like the highlight goes over the lip and then on the bottom of the lip. So I'm going to try that. I think that worked actually, so yay. And then we're gonna do these buttons on the blouse. And what's that banging in the background? That's my husband hammering something. I think he's building a shelf. I can shut the door actually. Let me go shut the door. I'll be right back. I know we just did a office space remodel video like goodness, maybe 6-ish months ago, maybe. It's on my channel. We moved to LA and then we moved again to a second apartment with more space, and so I did this whole video kind of like sharing the experience and sharing sort of like the space and how we're setting it up and everything to work as a home office / studio. And I was really, really happy with the video, really, really happy with the setup, but I gotta say, it has changed so much since we made that video. And I've been debating like showing you guys like do an update, right? Like an update video. And I don't know whether to do it like as a short. I don't know if anybody would understand the context. If I did it as a short, they'd be like, okay, like an update from what? Like, would it even be clear what we're talking about or what we're updating or changing? I don't know yet. I'm still thinking it through. But when I do come back on camera, because lately you've been seeing my videos where I'm like sitting on a black and white bed and like, I don't know. It seems very strange to be like shooting videos from the guest bed, but it's back in my office, folks. I know anybody that watched the video would probably cringe with me to be like, no, the guest bed has returned. But we're not sharing the office anymore. So like Richard's in the other room, so he's sharing an office kind of with the pets. His office is also sort of the pet room. Well, not really. The cats, first of all, they own the whole house. Let's get real. But let me start over. His office is now in the room that also has the home gym. So he's got like half the room is gym, half the room is his office, which is fine because it works with his aesthetic. My office is back to being split with the guest room. But since we're not both in here plus the guest bed, it's working. But it also means that I've had to like move stuff around, set up a different like, I don't know, it's a whole thing, right? So maybe we will show you guys the new office and I don't know, update you guys on our progress. I'm not sure, but that's what he's doing. Okay, like, gosh, I don't know why it takes so long to explain stuff. Maybe it's because I am thinking out loud. It's not like a scripted video, right? It's a stream. I'm thinking out loud. It happens. But yeah, he's building a shelf for my office, actually. He's putting together another shelf for me that I'm going to use in my space. And I have a really, really super cute new accent wall that I've been styling, and I'm not done with it yet, but I think it's coming together really nicely. And I think you guys are gonna also like it. Not that it doesn't super matter, but it's just so nice to have like, I don't know, just a backdrop that fits your personality and fits your interests and has everything that you like kind of like consolidated in one place where you can sort of see it on display. It's just nice, right? Like, you guys know what I mean? Like, you get it? If you get it, you know, let me know. Just share with me in the chat if that was clear or if I am just like mumbling and talking nonsense for all intents and purposes. Man, it's crazy what a pop of highlight will do for a drawing, right? We are going to add a little bit more, and then we're going to do something about this background, and then we'll be ready for our wizard, who is going to be way more challenging, all things considered. My background is a printer on a chest of drawers, says some random guy. Functionality counts. Functionality matters. In fact, speaking of printers, mine will not print anymore because it cannot connect to the Wi-Fi ever since we changed our Wi-Fi. And even though I keep trying to update it, it just refuses. It's stubborn. It's like, no, I know what Wi-Fi I connect to. Don't you try to tell me different. So unfortunately, mine is not functional. I wish I had a functional printer in my space, some random guy. Would you like to trade? Because mine doesn't work. And it has made it very hard for me to like print out the stuff that I want to have. Like I've been wanting to print out pictures to put up on, you'll see at some point when I do reveal the new wall. I've got like this sort of clothesline sort of situation going on with little clothesline clips to put up pictures. And I can't do it if my printer doesn't work because I gotta print out the pictures to hang them, you know? And I don't wanna like go to like Staples or Kinko's or whatever and have to like pay them to do it when I have a perfectly good printer and a ton of photo paper because it comes with every printer I've ever bought. And I just have, at this point, I could be selling photo paper. I have so much photo paper because it just keeps coming with printers. And like, you buy new ink or you buy a new printer. And also, excuse me, but why do I have to buy so many printers? Like, why don't they continue to work for very long? How come they're always busted? How come they need replaced so often? Somebody tell me that, because that has been a mystery to me for years, and I don't appreciate it. You have a Brother LED printer, and it's brilliant. It just works. Mine does not. And okay, so let me just say, I'm looking at it right now. I have the HP Instant Ink printer, which I did love when it was working. It was wireless. You could just send something to it from your phone or from your computer. You could just like airdrop it kind of. And it was great until it wasn't. And now there's like, and I'm on a subscription too for ink to replace ink on the printer. So they keep sending me ink. Keep sending me ink for a printer that doesn't work. So I'm buying ink on this ink subscription for my printer that I cannot use. And I also cannot figure out how to log back in to cancel my subscription. So it's a mess. The whole thing's a mess. Not thrilled with that situation as it currently stands. It's just not my favorite situation in the whole world. Yeah, so I would love to trade you printers right now. Also, I would love to have a printer. Like, that sounds like functional space, and right now, I'm about it. I'm about that functional space. Yes, please. Here we go. Alright, so I think that's good. I like the highlights. I think they look sharp. I think the character looks sharp. I think we're ready to try out some other backgrounds. I do like this color, the more teal color with her scheme. I think it's complementary. I don't think it's not close enough in hue where she's sort of like blending into the background, but there's not really a background either. So what we could try doing here instead is a simple gradient. I'm gonna grab this teal color. I'm gonna set this to multiply. I'm gonna grab, oh gosh, now we can use the airbrush. Who said we weren't going to use the airbrush? Did I say that? I don't know about that. So now we can use this airbrush to create this gradient. Nope, 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 nope. Don't love that. I want it to go darker on the bottom, but I don't want it to be... There we go. So now we've got ourselves a pretty decent gradient. I am going to... Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Undo that. Let's try again. I'm zooming out so that you can stretch it more easily. And then we can try some different blend modes and see what we like better. Also, this song, we're skipping it. There we go. I feel like I've been getting pickier and pickier with these songs. I hope you guys don't mind. Lemon, hello, welcome to the stream. Lemon speedrun time. Yeah, we are in those final days, no lie. Xena, hello, welcome Xena Kingdom to the stream. Inkjets are disposable, why I don't buy them? Yeah, Sumnerim guy, I'm realizing that, and I'm very frustrated. But I'm also feeling stubborn, I don't want to throw it away because, I don't know, because I bought all this ink on the subscription and I want to use it. Laser or LED all the way. Lemon just found a really cool artist, but it's July 29th. How am I going to make a piece for them? With a lot of willpower and hopefully a lot of free time, I guess. I wish you best. I wish you the best. Sonam guy, I have a second HP grayscale laser printer you got for €4 from a charity shop. It's worth 80 new. That's really good. Yeah, there's 3 days, Lemon. Right, because of time zones. Yeah, it might be, I don't know if it's actually, I don't know who's in the shortest or the soonest time zone. I think Australia maybe, because I feel like Remy Chan is always saying how they're in the future. So I think if you are in Australia, then Art Fight might end sooner for you than for us, like for the Americans among us. I kind of like that. I don't know why I like the brighter color on the bottom of the background. Oh, you guys, it doesn't even show up to you guys as... There's such a... Maybe if I duplicate it, it'll be a little bit more... It'll be super much clearer. I think, yeah, having the lighter gradient on the bottom goes against conventional norms, so it is a little bit more visually interesting, but also she has a darker gradient on the bottom of her skirt, which is flipping. It's inverting what I've done to the background. It might not be that serious, but I am just thinking... I'm thinking maybe there's just a little bit we could do. Also, not to drag this out and make this drawing last longer than it already has, but I kind of want to try something. I want to see if maybe doing, and I wish you could just select your subject and then, like with Photoshop, add a strike or a stroke around it. That's what it's called in Photoshop, a stroke. Like, I would love to just be able to, like, one click add stroke and see if I like this look. But the only way I'm going to know how I like it here is to actually just draw it. So we're going to add a stroke manually to this drawing real quick. I say real quick, as quick as I can do it, guys. As quick as I can do it. I do like that already. So I think, yeah. I think this is not going to be time wasted. I think this is worth it. 3 days and 10 minutes says being right because of time zones. Yeah. Why don't you build your own playlist instead of using the YouTube library so it's music you always like, Perry? Because that would take time. And I don't know how many of you guys are aware, but my time management lately has been stretched to the very brink. Free time I do not have. I work from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. most days. And on top of that, I'm also doing a bunch of stuff with medical right now. So a lot of my other free time outside of work, I am focusing on that and going to like doctor's visits and stuff. But then I'm also trying to do 2 channels. I'm trying to do a gaming channel and I'm trying to do an art channel. And I also have my D&D groups. So it's there's a lot of time, and I'm working on a book. Let's just add that too. I'm also working on my fourth book. So I'm also trying to get that done because it's taken me too long, and I'm trying not to delay it any more than I already have. So of course I would pick now, the time when I have the least free time, to resume that work. And my webtoon that I'm trying to take out of hiatus for maybe the third or fourth time. All of the things. That's why. That's why I haven't made my own playlist. Hello everyone. Hello Ro. Welcome, welcome. Glad to have you here. We are working on our second attack for this stream, and when we're done with this, I have one more queued up that I would like to start as well. So you are here for the right stream because we are getting a lot done today. I am just trying to manually add stroke to this drawing because this is not Photoshop, and I can't just do it and it's not CSP. CSP will do a stroke too. I have an action for that in CSP. I have learned that much, how to add stroke in CSP, but I don't have that on my iPad, so we're just gonna continue this the good old-fashioned way. Sophia says, wow, that's a lot you're doing. Amazing that you can do it all. Thank you. I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm doing it well. Anybody that's been following my webtoon would probably tell you I am the worst because my updates are so few and so far between that it's a miracle that anybody is still reading it, completely honest. Anybody that's still reading it, you guys are my heroes because like, man, it has been something for sure, trying to get that made and trying not to just give up on it and being like, no, this is just never gonna happen. It's been too hard, or it's just taking me too long, or I've been away from it too long, you know. But I'm stubborn and I don't like to quit. So even if I'm failing miserably at something like my webtoon where I'm just not doing it on time, I'm just not doing it frequently enough, I still keep it on my list. I don't take it off. I don't give it up, even though I might eventually lose all my readers because I'm slow. But it's also a learning thing too. You don't know how to make something until you finish making one. Like, I used to talk to my film friends when I was doing a lot more indie film, and a lot of people were like, oh, this, you know, they'll start a film, they'll be like, oh, I hate it, I don't like how it looks, and then they'll quit, and then they'll start a brand new one, and they'll start a brand new one, and they'll never finish it. And so they don't really know if they're gonna like their film or not, because they never finished it. They haven't really exercised their full range of filmmaking skills because they haven't let themselves edit a film. They look at their shots and they're like, I don't like them, they're not cinematic enough or whatever. And it's like, well, there are things you can do in editing to help support, you know, to flatter a certain style of cinematography. There are things you can do to boost some footage, some audio, some bad audio. There are things you can do in editing. I'm not saying fix everything in post. Don't come for me with your shoes raised and your fly swatters and your baseball bats or whatever, your pitchforks and torch. I'm not saying you can be a crappy cinematographer and then just make the editor fix your problems. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you are also your own editor, you shoot and edit your own videos because you're an indie filmmaker or you're a YouTuber. You know, there are things you can do in editing, you can learn to do that support your style or that can support your equipment that you have for filming, that you can edit in a way that makes it work for you. Make what you have work for you. And it might not be your best work, and you might put out a video that you have to force people to watch, or else they just would never watch it because it's just not good for an audience who doesn't know you. Because some things we make, right, are just for the people that personally know us, because only they are going to sit through it and appreciate it for what it is, because it's personal to you. It's like, this is my journey, this is my growth, this is my story, and it might not be very good, but the people who saw you work hard at it are going to appreciate it. And so it's not for everybody, but it's part of your journey. And back to the original point, until you let yourself fail forward, you let yourself make something bad, you're never going to make something good. You have to be willing to kind of suck at something before you can get good at it. You got to get through the painful parts. You got to get through the not good parts. You got to get through the part where you're not an expert and be okay with it and finish the job. And like, so a lot of times I would be working with somebody, I would be mentoring somebody on how to make a film. And they would, no matter what I said, no matter how much I tried to help them understand that, like, just let yourself finish this. It's not going to win an award at Cannes. It's not going to get into Cannes Film Festival, and that's okay. Because in order to make films good enough to get into Cannes or to garner an audience of strangers that care about or like it, you first have to make the stuff that nobody likes. You first have to make the stuff that's not good enough for network television. People working on network television didn't just wake up one day, audition for a job and get it. Like, they had to figure it out, and you figure it out by doing it. You figure it out by doing it wrong sometimes before you can understand why it's wrong and how to do it right. I think that was exactly what this picture needed. I really like the white outline. Gotta love being in CST time zone. Lemon, I hope you have enough time to do the drawing you want to do. It sounds like you're super motivated and you really, really want to do it. So I hope that you can. I hope that it works out for you. Wow, that's a lot you're doing. I read that. That's right. Sorry. Bing says, please tell the people I work for that I am not a drone and that it's supposed to handle their mistakes. That doesn't apply when someone's paying you for it. Yeah, I mean, obviously, working through your, I am saying, like, again, I think I ended that rant with, if you want to get hired to do the more masterful stuff, you first have to learn it. You first have to get through doing it wrong before you learn how to do it right, for sure. So obviously, no, nobody's gonna just hire you to make a film just because you said you wanted to. Like, if you're like, I really want to be a filmmaker, and like, oh, what have you made? And you're like, well, nothing. Yeah, but I really want to do it. Well, just wanting to do something isn't the same as doing it. And it takes practice. And it takes, it takes effort. You have to put effort in. And it's going to get uncomfortable sometimes because a lot of this stuff, even if you're passionate about it, it's still work. And so it takes work. and you got to be able to keep going when it doesn't feel good anymore. So like if you're I'm not saying make yourself do something you hate. I'm not saying that. But if you're doing something that you're passionate about that you wanted to do, but it starts to get hard, like animating or 3D rendering, and it starts to get hard and you're frustrated, frustration's a part of the learning process. And if you can push through that, then you can become an animator. You can become a 3D modeler. But you got to be able to push through the frustration because it's a learning process and it's work. Yeah. Alicia, is it Alicia or is it Alicia? Alicia? I'm bad at this, guys. I'm sorry. I think that's the reason that all my friends who don't try to draw a lot, but not all of them. Yeah, it's like, man, I used to hear this all the time when I would tell people I was in the military. They'd be like, oh, I was almost in the military. Yeah, I thought about signing up. And it's like, okay, what does that mean? Why are you telling me this? What does that mean? Because you didn't do it. You're not doing it. It's like saying, oh, I wanted to be a writer. Oh, what have you written? Or what are you writing? Or what are you working on? Or what do you want to write? Are you going to write a book? What? Yeah, I want to be a writer. I've got this great story, but, I hate writing. I'm bad at writing. And it's like, well, I'm not sure you're going to ever become a writer then. I'm sorry. You got to be willing to actually do the thing to get good at the thing. Yeah, it's a strange phenomenon, I suppose. Okay, so I'm going to name this one after the character. We're going to just call it Claudia. And I'm going to thank them for the original attack that they gave me, and then we're going to submit it. Thank you so much for the attack, comma, I hope you like my revenge, exclamation point. And let's go down here and attach the file. So there we go, add, and it's a clean drawing with clean color and fully shaded, no background's fine, and confirm, and submit. There we go, another one down, yay! I am crushing it today, if I do say so myself. Yes, I hope you guys are still having fun. If you are also working on your art fight, that's great. I know that if you're drawing with me, alongside me, then you may not be very talkative in the chat. Totally understandable. It's okay to just lurk and to let me do all the talking, because apparently I'm very long-winded today. I will make a whole conversation out of a simple yes or no question. So I am sorry about that if that's annoying. I will try to keep it relevant. But yeah, there we go. That one is complete. I'm really excited to see her in her totality. I am genuinely proud of how that came out. And I'm glad you guys were here to see the process and to keep me company while I was drawing. So now that we did that, it's time to begin probably the hardest one of the day. And that is going to be this amazing wizard. He looks just incredible. I love this design. I feel like we don't see very many of the older demographic when we're looking at our OCs. They all tend to sort of be in the very young adult range. I mean, really, truly young adult, like they're between 18 and 21. I see that the most. It's like every character, not every character, I'm exaggerating, but like so many characters that I look at are like, oh, exactly 18 years old, like just exactly barely an adult. And that's great. But then when I see a character like this, I see that age variety. It's exciting because it's different. And it's nice to try something different. That's such a cool design, right? I love it. Look at his beard. His beard is tucked, it wraps around his body and it is tucked into his belt. That I love. I thought that was such a really cool design choice. And then he's got, instead of a wizard's hat, he's got like this just enormous shell on his head. The shells and the starfish and the beard are a really nice touch too. And then we've got all this driftwood that's like bound together by ropes here and here. It's dripping with seaweed, but he's got like this driftwood staff. The netting here, and he's even wrapped in this like layered sort of like robe of seaweed green. It's like a layered seaweed green robe, and I think design-wise, dude, like 100%. This is 110%. It's amazing. So now I just gotta try and draw that here. Some random guy, I'm back. My PC internet died. I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're back. I am right now struggling through getting a single image on my site to stop being dumb. That's right. You're still dealing with, you're still doing tech stuff. You're like, troubleshooting. Your IT today. IT for today is Bing. I'm going to take another sip of coffee. It's getting crazy that I haven't finished this coffee yet because we've been here for a little while now. But we are on our third character. I feel good about this. Like, I think what helped for sure was prepping these sketches the night before. So I didn't have to like go through Pinterest and look for references on stream. I didn't have to pick out a character on stream. So we're able to sort of like just coast through here now and just do the drawings because I did some prep work. So I might not, yeah. So in that way, I didn't prep a playlist, but I did prep the subject for the stream. So I feel like maybe I can have some brownie points for that. Maybe. Some random guy. IT is backing up again right now. Like your internet is back down again. Oh man, that's rough. Is it bad weather maybe? I feel like sometimes when I have bad weather, it really affects the internet here. Okay, so, Oh, do I want to start with what do I want to start with? So first of all, this pose is very much like a very wide stance, and his robe is quite long. So I feel like I gotta like, ooh, sorry, I need a new layer. I feel like I gotta take that into consideration. So first of all, let's make sure we're on the right pen. We are. And I want to make sure that you guys can see, yes, the what I'm seeing. That's good. Moss, Slither has posted their revenge on you. Yeah, that's awesome. I hope that they love it. I'm sure they will. So I feel like one way to do this is to just come in here with a little swoopy line. And it's probably not gonna go kind of this far back because I feel like it's gonna be pulled a little bit taut because it doesn't look super, baggy. So I feel like there's gonna be some lines of tension here, like the fabric is really being stretched. But then we're also gonna wanna drop in some layers too. Like this is not just one layer. It's not like a skirt. This guy's like, it's all wrapped around. It's like a whole wrap. He's a sushi roll. This wizard is a sushi roll. Yes, I love it. Oh gosh. Sushi is amazing. I don't even know if that's like what the artist was going for, but I can't unsee it. I see that now. I can't unsee it. That's what's in my head. And yeah, I feel like that's just what it is now. We're not gonna escape it. It has happened. The reference has been made. It is now a part of my visual library. Moss, you said Slither attacked me. Whoopsies. Did I say the wrong person? Other way around. Oh, yeah. My bad. Whoops. Yeah, Slither said they're gonna check right now. Yes, they got the message. I said it backwards, but they got the message. I'm glad that worked out. Okay. So let's see what I can do here to sort of like connect these. So we're gonna let this sort of like come out like that. Yes. Okay. So far, so good. I'm gonna come down the kneecap here. And then at the back of this leg, like that. 100% I like that. I feel like normally I would have to do that several times before I landed on the shape I wanted. But I don't know, I feel like I landed on the shape I wanted, like right away. So I'm just gonna come in here and add some lines that I think will add tension to this fold. Because I feel like that's where some tension is gonna be. It's gonna be pulling here at the knee. Or not at the knee, but like at the forward lunged leg. And it's gonna pull here, like towards the back. So I feel like another spot for tension might be right here for this back leg. So we're gonna like have this sort of pulling there. Like that. Yep, I love it. Maybe I should make the sketch layer a little bit lighter so that the line art is like slightly clearer. So maybe we'll just drop that down a little bit in opacity, and then we'll keep going. Dang, I really thought that I was gonna struggle with that more than I did. Surprise. Melody, I posted to you, Perry, my last attack of the year. I hope you like it. Okay, guys, we are going to take a quick break to check out Melody's attack really quickly. Guys, so we have Velma's mother and now Sushi Man. Yeah, it like it's not just me, right? You guys also see Sushi Roll when you look at this robe and the way it's wrapped around him, right? That can't just be me. I feel like, yeah, that's what I see. I can't help it. I can't unsee it. But I also think it's a good thing. I think it's still very much complements the design elements and the theme that character is built around. So here we go. Last attack. Oh my gosh, it's animated. Oh, I was not expecting that. Oh, I wasn't ready for that. It's my little frog, and he's riding the snail. Oh my gosh, and he's like snapping the reins. What? That's so good. That is so much movement. Blinking too. Oh my gosh, this is crazy good. I love it. They like animate hearts. Oh my gosh, you guys can see the whole thing, right? Like, let me move this up so you guys can see the whole thing. You can see that. Okay, cool. Yeah, gift number 3 is for you. Hope you enjoy, and I hope you like it. Sorry, the quality is, don't be sorry. The quality is great. 1 hour, 15 minutes, 3 layers, frames 23. Yes, that is great. That is so great. I will leave a comment. I'm not gonna write a comment right now. I will write a comment after stream later. But, I have a huge list, not a huge list. I have a huge list comparative to the amount of days we have left. So my list of revenges right now, let's go to here. This is where I keep them. And yours is there now too. I'm gonna scroll. We just revenged this one, so we're good there. We can take that off the list. And we just revenged this one with the lady we just drew with Claudia. So you can take. There we go, take that off the list. So now we have 1, 2, and we're revenging this one right now. So this one right here is who the wizard we're drawing for this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, now 7. And I was planning to do 2 a day. So, and we have 3 days left. So I was planning to do 6, and this is now 7. And if I'm not mistaken, this is part of a revenge chain. It's part of a revenge chain. So, I love that you did an animation. I will try to keep that in mind as like to take that into account when it comes time to doing revenge chains. But like I said right here, revenge chains are low priority right now until I get all of my first level revenges caught up. So I need to make sure that at least everybody that drew for me receives at least 1 drawing in return. And yours is like a revenge to my revenge, you know, hence revenge chain. So I'm not gonna count it as my must draw list. My must draw list is the 6 in front of you that like I have not drawn any of their characters yet. Once I get through those 6, if I still have time left before they close the gates on Art Fight, then I'll do revenge chains. So I'm not saying you won't get a revenge for the animation. I'm just saying I can't promise anything. That's what I'm saying. I can't promise anything. But thank you so much. It's really beautiful. And I will try. I will try to get to it, but I can't promise anything. My absolute must-haves are the 6 that I haven't drawn for at all yet. So we're gonna do those first. And I'm trying to get them done quickly. Like, I hope it's obvious that I'm like working like as fast as I can. If anything, like in this stream alone, I've drawn more on stream than I have in the other streams for Art Fight that we've done all month long. This has been the most productive. So I am giving it my best shot. Random Guy says, mine doesn't look as good after 36 frames. And Sophia, I love animated attacks. That looks so cool. I agree. It's so good. Slither, oh my god, Moss, that's so cool. Thank you. I do play Minecraft. Oh, that's right. There was the Minecraft one. I feel like I saw the preview for that earlier. Just gonna say, no, I can't confirm or deny because I'd have to go into Discord to say for sure. But yeah, I saw somebody working on Minecraft earlier and it looked really, really good. The shape language on the character is a masterpiece. Yeah, it so much is. Okay. Whew. Back to this. I've got to stay focused. I've got a lot of art to do. We got to do a lot. So we're going to add the belt. So I'm going to draw in this belt here. And we got to keep in mind too, we're going to be tucking into this belt the, what do you call it? The beard. But we're also going to need to have the buckle. We're going to need to have the netting coming off of it. So there's a lot of little details here. Great design. I just, fabulous design. But let's get into it. So let's add the belt. Here's kind of like center mass of the body. So it's not going to be center on the page because we're seeing this from a small angle. We're a little bit off to the side. We're a little cockeyed, a little crooked. So I'm not gonna fully center this buckle, but it will be like aligned with center mass of the body. All right, so focus, focus, focus. My brain is so distracted right now because I just saw that like animated attack. Okay, we're gonna focus. We're gonna bring this in here like this. And then I gotta go back over here to this layer and start erasing some parts. So here we go. If I erase these bits, then we've got ourselves a buckle. Perfect. And we can, wait. We need the clothes that comes through the belt hole. We can add some other belt holes. We'll do 2 more just to indicate it's a belt. It's got belt holes. Okay. And then we'll make that all one layer and start a new one. Whew. Making progress. Mama Slither, just so you know, I don't mind if you join her server anymore, but even when you could have joined while I was working on it and I would not have cared. Yeah. Were you waiting because you didn't want spoilers? Yeah, join. We have fun there. It's very chill. My Discord is not, at least not right now. I mean, it could change in the future, but the way it's been going, it is a very relaxed group. You're not going to get like mobbed with spam. We don't have people posting every 30 seconds. And like when you do write something, there's a good chance we all kind of have time to read it. It's not going to get like shoved up the like the wall of text. So I'm saying it's not high volume, but I don't mind that. To me, I'm not like bothered. I don't think that it has to be high volume to feel like it's a good server. In fact, I kind of prefer it to be more chill so that people kind of feel heard and nobody has to feel like they're being ignored, or nobody's seeing or reading what they wrote or seeing what they drew when they share their art. It feels good that everyone kind of has a chance to be seen and heard. My personal take, my personal opinion about that. I know for me, I don't want to knock anybody's servers. I love everybody's servers. If I joined it, then I love it. I want to be there, obviously. If I'm in it, then it's because I want to be there. But I do find that sometimes I mute other Discord servers because the notifications get kind of crazy. And I don't feel that way. And I know it could just be biased because it's my server, but I don't feel that way right now with the server that I run. And it could just be a matter of volume, and it might be unavoidable. And one day maybe it'll kind of be a little teensy bit overwhelming. But right now it's cozy. I invite you to come in, come in, take off your shoes, get cozy by the fire, make yourself at home. It's a lovely server with lovely people. I'm gonna add that here and we're gonna continue. We're gonna continue drawing the guy. Does the guy have shoes? The guy does not have shoes, which means I'm gonna have to draw feet. I'm gonna come back to that. I'm not gonna make that my priority right now. We do need to figure out this beard situation though, because most of his torso is covered up by the beard. Before Art Fight started, I had a goal of making 30 attacks. I have only made 3 attacks so far. Past me was a little too excited. That's fine, Moss. Sometimes the hype is real and we can get a little carried away, but that's okay because the beauty of Art Fight is there are no requirements. There's no minimum activity requirement. There are no activity checks to make sure that you're participating. It's very much at your own pace. Ram is back. You were eating dinner. Welcome back. Good to have you. Good to have you. Bing says, I find that I can't really stick around in large servers where the conversation's constantly shifting. Yeah, I feel the same way. I know some people super enjoy it. They're very social people. And so it's great for folks who thrive on that. So I'm not saying it doesn't have its place, and I'm not saying there are people who don't prefer it, because I know that there are, and I'm happy for them to enjoy that and, to thrive, absolutely just thrive to your heart's content. But I'm with you there, Bing. I just feel a little overwhelmed sometimes when a server I join, it's like 8,000 people and they're just like constantly, it's constantly busy. And like, I do like when Maybe I'm just goal driven. Maybe it's just my goal orientated state of being. If like there's a goal in mind, like there's an art fight, and like you go into a server like art fight, and it's like bombarded with people, but it's beautiful and it's exciting because you all have a goal in mind and you're all participating, and the conversation is kind of staying on topic, and so it's not like constantly shifting. You don't feel like lost all the time. I don't know. I guess my point is there's a time and a place, so I'm not knocking it. Let's start with the nose, because I feel like the nose here is gonna help us find the rest of the face and the rest of the beard and everything else. The heart hands are officially hearting now. Aww, is that what you're animating? You're bringing together some heart hands? That's fun, I like the idea. Yeah, that sounds really nice. I'm happy for you that that's working out. Yay, progress. Okay, so we've got one whisker that kind of like comes out like here. And we'll do the same thing on this side. And then it kind of like curls up a bit, like maybe like this. So I'm gonna erase the bit here that sort of went the wrong way. And I think this side's gonna get a little foreshortened, maybe, because we're kind of, I don't know. We'll come back to it. If it's wrong, it can be fixed. But for now, I think that that's good enough placement to try and find the rest of them. What I am concerned about is that like this already, the face is so huge compared to the body. Maybe I should shrink that before we go any further. Let's do a uniform shrink and then just sort of like bring it down to like scale it down a little bit and maybe tilt it even. Let's do that. Let's see what that gets us if we use this as our new point of reference. Some random guy, the heart hands. Oh, no, I did read that. Speaking of hearts, let's drop some hearts, hey? There we go. That's it. There are the hearts. I almost hit 100. Actually, I did hit 100. It wasn't on purpose. Yay! See, now we've got floating hearts in the chat. Okay, let's see what else. Oh, gosh. Okay, so this beard, right? Like, do I want it to... I think it's got to wrap around the body, kind of like, yeah, I think we're going to see... Let's grab my pen. I think we're going to see this kind of like going this direction around. And we're going to sort of like... it's going to tuck around the body like that. So we need that. And then we need to bring it back up to meet the face, kind of, here. I feel like, yeah, that sort of works. It's at least I feel like the spacing is correct. I feel like I at least nailed the spacing. So let's sort of like try to tuck this beard now into the belt loop. So we've got it coming around the body. And no. There we go. So this is sort of wrapping around, but then we're gonna have it kind of like how do I do this where it doesn't look like so lumpy? I don't want it to look lumpy. They made it look kind of more scraggly, not so much rounded off, but very much like it all sort of like comes together like that. That's better. There, I think I answered my question. How do I make it look less lumpy? Make it more scraggly. But then let's rotate this and move it kind of in the direction that the thing would have wrapped around, somewhere like that. So, Keisha, hello, hi. Thank you. Oh my god, that looks so cool. Wait, yeah, look at this guy. Isn't he amazing? I love this character. Yeah, it's a wizard. So he's like this old sea wizard. He's got the shell for a hat. He's got this like sushi roll robe on. He's got a net. His beard is filled with shells and tucked into his belt. And he's got a driftwood staff that's also covered in seaweed. So he's a very oceanic wizard. His design is just amazing. I do kind of want to, since I moved to that, I know that the the line art is going to be kind of just messed up. So I'm going to come back in here and just sort of redraw it so that we don't end up with that, like, you know what I mean? Like when it gets like pixelated or fuzzy because you warped it. So we're just going to fix this a little bit. And then we'll go back to the side, erase it now that I replaced it. And we can bring the rest of the beard back up to full opacity. Opacity. Why am I struggling to say that word today? There we go. Let's take a look at him. Woo! Our oceanic wizard dude he's doing wizard stuff. He's casting. I love wizards. Me too. I think they're so cool. Keisha, do you got a link to the... Yeah. Oh man, I would love to drop this if anybody else wants to draw him too. I love like drawing the same character with you guys because I think it's so exciting and fun to like just sort of share the same experience. Yes, let me grab that link for you. Go to Art Fight. We're gonna, I think my beard needs, like right here where it's tucked to the belt is just a little bit off. So I might want to redraw that tiny piece, but then we can move on. But as far as like redrawing a part goes, it's kind of the first bit I feel that way about. The rest has sort of been pretty seamless. Yeah. So I'm gonna get that. That's what I'm doing right now. While I'm talking, I'm stalling so I can go grab that link for you to the wizard character because he is incredible. He's such an amazing character. Just like design-wise, absolute genius. Here you go. There is the link to the wizard character on Artfight, so have at thee. He's great, and I'm having a lot of fun drawing him. I really enjoy this design. I think it's phenomenal. It's not every day you get to draw something just so well put together, so cohesive, and such a beautiful, wonderful design. I am going to drop the opacity one more time for this because I really want to fix, I feel like this wasn't done super well. I feel like I could definitely do this better. If I'm like, I don't know, it just feels like I could have been doing it better. Maybe like that. Because it's not quite, I think the problem here was it was wrapping down around the hip instead of up around the body, which is, it would make sense to drop it down around the hip because it's coming from the face, right? So it's got to wrap around the body and then originate from up here and not down here. By that logic, when I raise this opacity again, this should ideally look better. I personally, for one, think it does. So I'm happy with that change. I do think this part of the beard, the main body of the beard, could use some work, but functionally, it is wrapping around the body and tucking into the belt, so win there. Moss, 2 clay attacks, 1 to 2 traditional attacks, and 1 digital attack. You are mixing it up, and I think that is fabulous. Keisha, thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. I hope you enjoy this beautiful character. This is a wonderful, genius design. Let's start adding some stuff to this beard. So we've got a starfish here. We're just gonna come in here and draw it in, just like that. And it's the second starfish today. I started with a character with a starfish on it, and I'm ending today's stream with a character with a starfish on it. That's balance. That's balance, folks. We'll just add this kind of shell right here and give it its like little lines like that. Another one down here. And that part didn't come out quite right, but the rest is fine. Maybe if I make the Oh gosh, I think my pen's just way too wide. Maybe if I try to be super, super careful, like really, really draw very, very lightly. There we go, we got there. Yes! Okay, cool, cool, cool. I think that's right. I want to move our starfish a little bit, just teensy. Oop, wrong one. Just a teensy bit this way. Yeah. Okay, cool, cool, cool. So then also I noticed that like to sort of like indicate the lower lip and sort of the chin area. I know it's like tucked up under the mustache, but we've got these 3 lines right here to sort of like create that form, right? So if I just do the same thing, I would think I would kind of get like the same kind of like, you know, effect. So there's that. And then we're gonna add a couple scragglies here for form. I'm making them way too round. This beard is not very round, but I keep drawing it super round and poofy. It's way more scraggly than what I've drawn. I'm making it too luxurious. This is this wizard after shooting a L'Oreal commercial. He was using conditioner. Alicia says, it really depends on how much time you have. I don't have a good point of reference for how long clay attacks take, but I assume it takes a while. I would think so too. I don't have a good point of reference either. And Alicia does traditional art, and that's great. It's super, super great. I think they're all great. I think the variety is great, honestly. I think the variety makes it that much more interesting on Art Fight, because you could just really, there's so much, yeah, variety. Like, variety is its own descriptive word. It's like using the word in the definition. But yeah, I mean, it is amazing having variety in Art Fight. Point made. I don't know if I have enough vocabulary to say it in another way, but that is the point. That is the whole point. So there we go. I'm going to try and make these lines touch so that I can kind of close the gap here with the facial hair. And I think we're good. So let's move on. We've got facial hair covered. Combine all of those. We're gonna lock them and create a new layer and move on to another part of the body. So I'm probably gonna do the feet last, just my thoughts on that. I foresee the feet being last. Moss, yeah, that's fair. I was kind of expecting a yes or no answer, but thank you for your opinion. Oh gosh, I don't even remember what the question was. Oh, I missed the question, but Alicia answered it, so that's good. Yeah. I mostly only see digital on Art Fight. I kind of agree. My exposure has been mostly digital, but when I get traditional attacks, I feel like they're so good. It's like you're bringing, or at least the traditional artists are bringing all of that like lifetime experience with them, right? When they're doing traditional, because we all sort of, at least I feel like, at least my generation, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm a millennial. So we kind of didn't really start off with digital art, which is bizarre that I have been a digital artist first and then traditional artist. But I feel like for the most part, we all sort of start off with pencil and paper, like doodling in sketchbooks at school, or like just in our lined notebook paper, whatever, printer paper, whatever. But when you're doing traditional art, you almost are bringing that experience plus your more serious experience together. And I feel like it shows. I feel like that skill comes through, that experience comes through with traditional art, at least from the ones that I've seen on Art Fight, at least from the ones that I've received on Art Fight. I definitely feel like they're bringing a ton of experience, whereas with digital, sometimes it's very experimental. It doesn't always necessitate that you're going to get a very experienced technique or art style with digital art when you receive digital attacks on Art Fight. But with traditional, for some reason, I just get the impression that they're bringing a lifetime experience with them into those pieces. Am I making sense, or am I just being a goober and saying words? Is anything I'm saying making sense? All right, so I feel like we can do the 3-finger thing here. We can go very cartoony and do the 3-finger thing. On this hand, holding the staff. But I also kind of need the staff to bend down here, like this. There we go. And I want to fix this teensy little bleed here. It either needs to touch or not touch. It can't be both. It can't be. I don't want it to be sloppy. I don't want that tangent. Either it's touching or it's not touching. There we go. Bing, I don't think I actually could draw if you forced me on pen and paper. Yeah, I keep trying, but man, I've just become so used to digital art. It's super hard for me to switch back. Like I showed you guys in my last, oh gosh, I'll just show you again because it's right here. But my attempt at like traditional has been, I'm flipping through a book here. So like we've got some hands here and cups. We've got some birds, a sea lion, some, I don't know, what's it called? Landscape? Yeah, but like, then we come to my digital art and it's just far more detailed. It's far more fluid. It's far more comfortable for me. And that's because I've been doing digital since 2010 and not really traditional. So it's different. Like it's, yeah, like Sophie says, it's interesting. I definitely start with traditional art and have so many sketchbooks and you only started doing digital a few years ago. Yeah, I feel the opposite. Like I've been doing digital since 2010. So it's now been 13 years without a sketchbook. Like I have all this art supplies and it's been like a running gag on my channel that I have all this art supplies that I never use and I have to stop buying them because it's irresponsible because I gotta use them first. But digital, like I have like this huge library of digital art that I've done and no sketchbooks because I just haven't done traditional. I need to see this guy's sleeves now. Okay. Ah, that's an interesting shape too. Look at that. It's very like crab arm like. That's cool. I don't know how I'm gonna draw that, but it looks good. Moss, ever since my phone broke, I've barely been doing digital art, but I've been learning more clay stuff since it broke, and that's a decent replacement. Yeah, I mean, that's great too, that you're not letting a setback like that, like your phone breaking, stop you from creating. And that's really, really good because it can be very, I think, easy to fall into the hole of like, I'm at a disadvantage because my material ran out or my material broke, and so now I just have to play the waiting game. And if you get on top of yourself and you're like, no, I don't have to play the waiting game. I have other options. That's great because you are now taking command of your time and you're putting it to the best use you can. You're not letting it go to waste. And that's very, very admirable. Alicia says traditional and digital are like two different mediums. You get better at art in general, but your skills in mediums differ. Yeah, isn't that the craziest thing? Like you can be an amazing painter and then pick up a tablet and be like, I don't know what I'm doing. I try to draw in this like I do on my easel and it looks like I'm 10 years old drawing for the first time. The same thing with me. Like I can do like some pretty decent pieces in digital art, but then I try to draw on paper and I'm like, what am I doing? Why is my hands not doing what I want them to do? Why doesn't this look like what my other art looks like? It's the craziest thing. Like it's so weird how that happens. It's such a funny phenomenon. It really does like, it really does sort of like drive home the point that like, it takes experience. It's not just like when people are like, oh, you're so talented, right? Like drawing's easy for you. No, it's an experience thing. It's not about what's easy or what's hard. It's about practice and experience. It doesn't just come naturally. We're not just gifted. And it's so easy for me to do something that it'd be so hard for somebody else and it's not fair or whatever. Nope. If anybody ever wants proof, just give an artist a different medium and see what happens. I mean, some artists can make that transition look pretty good. But even they will tell you, even if to you the transition looks good and you're like, wow, you're still so good, to them, they're definitely going to feel at a disadvantage, I'm sure. Okay, so I feel like the crab army sleeve thing is good. I feel like I landed that, so we're going to do the other side now. Moss, now I want to do painting on my list of art fight attacks. Go for it! Art fight's the perfect time to practice new things, to experiment with different techniques. It is like exactly the right time for that. I fully support trying new things during art fight, because it's like you're not letting anybody down. You're not letting yourself down. You're not letting the other artist down. I know some people get anxiety. I want to do your character justice, but they did not hire you. They're not paying you. It is not a commission. It's not even an expectation, because nobody knows that you're drawing their character until you show them. So it's always a surprise, and so it's like a welcome surprise. So there's no expectations. They don't know what to expect from you. They don't know to expect anything from you. So you're not letting anybody down. You can experiment, you can practice, you can learn something, and you'd be like, oh, that didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but I still hope you like it. And you know what? I think they're gonna like it. They're gonna love it, because they didn't know that you were drawing whoever. Like, say you drew Rufio for somebody, and they didn't know you were gonna draw Rufio, and now they're ecstatic because somebody drew Rufio for them, and that's amazing. So yeah, it's like totally like the lack of expectations makes art fight the perfect time to try new things. And if it works, great. If it doesn't work, also great. You still got to try it, and maybe even learn what didn't work, so that next time you try it, you can do something that might work better. Right? It's back down to that like fail upward thing. I'm not sure I'm using that phrase correctly, but the point is to allow yourself to be bad at something so that you can learn how to be good at it. Okay, so that's the first layer of the crab sleeve. Now we gotta do the other layer. Also, I don't think this hand is gonna go here. I feel like that's not right. I'm gonna have to sort of extend it a little bit. Masa, some random guy. I couldn't draw until I tried digital. Too much resistance from the pen. Huh. Well, I'm glad you found what does work for you. Yeah, I think for some people too, it's like that's a very long-standing truth about creativity and about art, like expressing ourselves. There's always been a better fit, right? Like, so like maybe somebody who's been trying to draw for years because they're just really into art and they want to make it, but like charcoal is just not, it's not their best friend. It's like they keep trying, it just never quite does what they want it to do, and they're really frustrated. And then one day they try watercolors. They're like, whatever, I'm just gonna paint with this watercolor. And then they're like, oh my God, that was so natural. That felt natural, that felt good, that worked out the way I wanted it to. I felt so little resistance in getting my idea on the page. Yeah, definitely, for sure. If you're very frustrated with your medium, try a different medium. You never know what's gonna feel right until you give it a try. I don't know about that sleeve. I really don't. I'm gonna try to angle it down. I think what I need to do here is change the angle of the way this arm is. Like, I think the white sketch is just throwing me off because it's not right. So we're gonna go completely off book here, extend the sleeve downward, and maybe even stretch, like actually extend it. Let's try distort and extend, because this one's so long and that one was so not long and it felt wrong. So let's make it feel right. Let's give it some size. I think also too, when we're not as confident with our work, we tend to be very, what's the word I'm looking for? We will often be very conservative with our, with a scale, very conservative with scale. You'll draw very tiny hands, you'll draw a very tiny head or body, you'll draw hair that's very tight and hugging to the skull, and you won't feel as comfortable exaggerating. And but a lot of times what makes something look good is the scale and the exaggeration and the variation in different sized components. So yeah, making that sleeve bigger, I think, still doesn't look great, but it looks way better than when I had them really close together and bunched up. Bing, and then one day they try HTML. You're still struggling with that web design, I hear, or I see. That's unfortunate. I hope it works out for you. Moss, wait, oh my god, I have watercolors. I thought I would have to buy new paint. This stream is helping me remember a lot. Yay! I'm so glad. That's great. Oh man, I just looked at the time. Okay, so I have 10 minutes left. We are seriously not gonna get done with the line art here. But what we can do, I would like to at least try to do. So I think in 10 minutes, we can at least add some netting here to the waistband. So let's try that. I'm gonna lock that sleeve for now and come back to it because I don't love that. I think it's gonna take a little bit of like trial and error. So we'll come back to it, but what we can do right now is at least do this. So let's make sure we get that in here. I think, so we're gonna put one ring out here, one ring down here for this net, and then the other one kind of like, we're gonna sort of like, it's gonna be a little visible under the beard, but it's not gonna be totally visible. We're gonna let that just kind of go like that. And then we gotta combine them or connect them, right? So we're gonna connect it. Like that. And from here, we just start making a mesh. So let's make a mesh. We're gonna actually, I'm gonna make the mesh on a separate layer in case I wanna like switch directions or something. Okay, and we're gonna kind of follow the curve here of this. And I mean, you know, just that's all she wrote. It's that simple. Just a little bit of netting. It doesn't have to be complicated. We can keep it nice and simple. We can keep it broad. It doesn't have to be super fine lines either. It can be a little bit chunkier, the netting. Maybe we're only fishing for big fish with that net. Maybe we don't want little fish. But also it's, again, we're looking at scale here. This is a very small patch, like a little small quilt. In here, it was so much more prominent. So let's try messing with our scale here a little bit. Let's try messing with size here a little bit. What if we made it more like this? And we can bring this back to the ring like we had it. I don't love the ring kind of like sitting there right under, like the tangent right there with the beard. We're gonna fix that. That's not a great look, but we'll make it better. What I can do is sort of like connect these lines that got sort of like stretched out and aren't reaching quite where they need to reach. There we go. And I feel like I can make, I'm gonna make this just a little teensy bit more prominent, and also go back over these rings because these rings are now looking a little fuzzy from stretching the whole thing. But overall, when we back out and look at the whole outfit, so much better scale-wise. Like the bigger net just looks better. I had it way too scrunched before. It was just like way too condensed. It wasn't able to breathe. We want that to be able to breathe so that it looks better. It looks more, it looks less aggravated, you know? Keisha says, okay, so I normally don't draw humans, but I love wizards. So yeah, go for it. This wizard's really cool. I could definitely see this being the kind of character design that would inspire maybe a more feral typical draw artist to want to draw a person, because this person is just really cool. This design, sheer epicness. Man, do we have time for like one more detail? Like what more can I fit into here while we're at it? Do I want to try and fix that sleeve, or no, I think I'm gonna have to call it here. because I feel like just anything else that I start on is going to take more time, and it's like almost noon. So I'm going to go ahead and do my farewells now. I will stretch this out. Hang on. If it'll allow me. Let me see if, there we go. I want to make the reference preview a lot bigger because I want you guys to be able to see that as we are signing off. And let the desk stop shaking for a second so it can be a little clearer. I will obviously finish this off screen and it will go up on my Artbyte page, and I will deliver this and move on to the next revenge that I owe on my list. So if you were on that list, you know, it's coming. I'm working on it. I'm trying to get through the rest of the revenge that I owe. There will not be another Artbyte stream this year, so I won't be able to stream drawing your character, but I may put together a speed paint video of your characters afterwards. TBD, I'm not sure yet. I've got to figure out whether or not there's a topic of discussion that would make sense to cover on a video with Artbyte attacks. So again, TBD. If you guys have suggestions on what you would like to talk about or to hear about or to know, if you have questions in that video, feel free to drop those in the comments, in the chat, or in the Discord, either way. And we will, I know, Moss, I'm like actually tearing up at the fact that this is the last stream this year, last Artbyte stream. It is, but now is the right time. I feel like I would be so amiss if I did not put this out there. Our next stream, which we will be doing not in July, but August. Our next stream in August is going to still include drawing your characters because we are going to return to our collaborative comic streams, which means we're going to do, and we might, like Bing was saying before, that the Saturday morning comics was actually a really good fit time-wise. We might return to Saturdays. If we don't, it will at least still be on Sunday at the same time as this, like, I always 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock PST, always. So it's gonna be the same time of day. It just might vary on what day, whether it's Saturday or it's Sunday. I would love to see you guys there. We are gonna do, and I can show you, let me see really quickly, because I feel like it'd be really useful to show you guys the trailer for what we're gonna do, because I actually do have a trailer for the next stream that we're gonna make, or we're gonna do. So let me go to that real quick and I will pull that up and we will all watch it together. I just gotta navigate to it. So just give me one quick second. And we're gonna switch screens to this screen, okay? And now I am going to go full screen, and I'm going to, before we do this, I gotta pause the music. This is actually a nice song, but I digress. Let me pause this. We're gonna make it louder. And because I can see my face is covering up most of this, I'm gonna just squidge it over a teensy bit. And we're gonna make this fit the screen. And then we're gonna play it. And before I play it, let me turn up desktop audio so you guys can hear it. All right, ready? Let's do this. This is what we're gonna do this August on livestream. This book is something that I picked up in Barnes & Noble, and I'm very excited about it. We are going to design a comic together today, and we have plenty of empty paneling to fill this comic in. We'll decide on what exactly it is that this comic is going to be about based on what comes up in the stream. It could be a Western, it could be a sci-fi, it could be a fantasy adventure, historical drama, it could be modern day apocalypse, so we could do dystopian, modern supernatural. We could do fantasy world, it could be entirely like a fae realm or undersea mermaid adventure. I really appreciate you coming to my stream. I will have this page all colored up and looking beautiful, so I can't wait to present that to you and let you see what this looks like in full color. I'm really happy with this. We will continue the story, draw another page to further the adventure, and if there are any new characters that want to be added, add those as we go. Let your imagination loose and we can just design anything right now. Okay, so that is what we're doing in August. So if you've been here before for our comic streams, that's wonderful. If it will be your very first comic collab stream, that is also wonderful. Basically, please also, I sincerely hope you could hear the dialogue in that and it wasn't just a silent preview. Basically, I practice traditional art with your help. You guys submit your characters and we decide together by voting in the chat on what the comic is about and what happens to the characters each stream in that stream's page. And then I draw it to the best of my ability. So it is really fun. It is a great time for everyone to see their characters together outside of Art Fight. And so we are able to kind of carry the Art Fight spirit forward into the rest of the year. And yes, Pizza Demon Chan is a part of that comic. So we already have some of your characters, and there's always opportunities to include new ones. Okay, so it is now 12 o'clock on the dot. So I'm going to go ahead and... Okay, yeah, you guys can... Oh, I was so nervous for a second. I thought I muted myself. We are going to call it a day. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Art Fight, the rest of the weekend. You guys get everything done that you want to get done. And quick, like everyone, yeah, thumbs up. If you guys enjoyed this stream in this video, please do leave a like. It helps other people find my channel, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, I will see you guys in August. And also still on Art Fight for the next couple of days. But yeah, we will stream again in August. We're going to work on some comics with your characters. And I really look forward to seeing you guys there, okay? That's everything. Have a great weekend. And I'll see you guys later.